How we doing, folks? How we doing, folks? It's Kelley. Your certified holistic nutritionist coming to you straight from the airways of Houston, Texas. How we doing this morning? We're back for another lovely week of talking about all things type 2 diabetes. How we doing this morning? How was your weekend? We're back at it again. Talk about all things type 2 diabetes, insulin resistance, gestational diabetes, pre-diabetes, erectile dysfunction. All of these things are related to, you know what they're related to? They're related to being insulin resistant. They're related to being very, very insulin resistant. So here's the thing, though, about insulin resistance. The question is, can it be reversed? How we doing, folks? My name is Kelley, certified holistic nutritionist. And the answer to that question is a resounding yes. Yes, it can be reversed. With the right amount of lifestyle changes, it can be reversed. It can be. So if it can be reversed, why not take that chance? Why suffer? Man, why suffer in silence when you don't have to? Why suffer with high blood sugar, type 2 diabetes when you really don't have to? Here's why. You don't have to because it's about the choices. It's a choice that you make. Either you can choose to live with it or you can choose to do something about it. Those are the only two choices. Because here's the thing about type 2 diabetes. You can do something about it. Why? It's because it's a dietary and lifestyle driven condition, meaning it was caused by your diet and lifestyle. So that is the same way that you get rid of it, through your diet and lifestyle. I know that's a boring answer. Like, Kelley, that's the most boring answer that I've ever heard. Diet and lifestyle changes? Come on, man. Like, what else do you got for me, man? Like, you got anything else? Like, that's played out, right? No one wants to hear anything about making a diet and lifestyle changes. That's so boring. You got anything else for me? You got any like fancy medication? Maybe like some Manjaros or metformin? You got any fancy metformin around? Maybe that'll work. That'll work, right? That's more exciting. How we doing, folks? My name's Kelley, your certified holistic nutritionist. Do me a favor and bebop that screen, double tap that screen, double tap that screen, and share the live out with anybody that you know that is struggling with this condition. What condition is that? Oh yeah, type 2 diabetes, insulin resistance, gestational diabetes, all of that, erectile dysfunction. So do me a favor, folks, tap that screen, share this live out with anybody that you know that is struggling with this condition. And also, do me a favor and tap in with me and let me know where you are from. My name is Kelley, your certified holistic nutritionist, coming to you straight from the airways of Houston, Texas. Been in Houston, Texas now 11 and a half years now. Almost 15 years in Texas altogether. Man, I think it's time to go. I've been here. This is the longest I've lived any place, Texas. Almost 15 years. Wow. It's a long time. But anyhow, decade and a half. But anyhow, back to it. Let's talk about all things type 2 diabetes. Like, what is it? Well, like I said earlier, it's a dietary and lifestyle driven condition. Your lifestyle has caused your blood sugar to go high. Your lifestyle has caused you to become, when your blood sugar goes high, where blood sugar goes, insulin follows. So if your blood sugar is constantly high due to your diet and lifestyle, guess what? Well, insulin is going to follow that. And the more and more you don't change your lifestyle, the more and more insulin resistance is going to persist. Because what you resist, it will persist. So if you resist doing what you got to do, what is it that you got to do? Well, type 2 diabetes is a lifestyle-driven condition. So you're like, well, what do I got to do? Well, here's what you got to do. The only thing that you can do is to change your lifestyle. Well, you're like, well, what areas, Kelley? What do you mean I got to change my lifestyle? People don't like that word. That word right there. That word is like blasphemous. Change. That's the most blasphemous word anybody could ever say to you. Any human being, change. And every human being is going to be like, what? Are you kidding me? I ain't changing jack. I don't care how bad my condition is. I ain't changing jack. It's usually the philosophy for most folks. So, but here's the thing. I'm going to educate you on this one. A lot of people say they ain't changing jack. But no matter how bad their diabetes, no matter how bad their blood sugar is, no matter how nothing, they ain't changing anything. So a lot of people will say. A lot of people won't say that, but their actions will prove otherwise. But here's the thing about change. If nothing changes, man, nothing is going to change. Nothing. Zero. For instance, I'll give you an example. If you don't change your lifestyle, if you don't change the way you're eating, if you don't change the way that you're moving your body, if you don't change the way that you're managing your stress, if you don't change the way that you're sleeping, if you don't change the way you're managing substance abuses, things like alcohol, if you don't change any of that, you want to know what's going to happen? I'm going to tell you. I can paint it. I can foresee it for you. I can foreshadow it for you. Foresee it, foreshadow, whatever. Call me a psychic, whatever. Here's the thing. The only thing that's going to change is nothing. And nothing is going to change. Why? Well, you're like, well, what you mean, Kelley? What you mean 5 years from now, nothing is going to change if I don't change anything? What you mean by that, bro? Well, it's exactly what I just said. If you don't change anything, nothing is going to change. Nothing. It doesn't take anything for weeds to grow. You ever notice that? If you ever look at a garden, if you ever look at a flower bed, if you're ever looking at anything, and you see all those weeds growing around it, and the weeds don't need anything to grow. They'll grow out of the freaking sidewalk. They don't need any water. They don't need any sunlight. They don't need nothing. They're just going to grow. But for your garden, and then the weeds will overtake your garden. But for your garden to flourish and have a nice the garden, I mean, you have nice flowers and everything's blooming and all that stuff. You got to get in there and you got to go change a couple of things around. You got to go in there and do some maintenance. You got to go pull the weeds. You got to go replant. You got to go water the plants, give it sunlight, give it nourishment. You got to change. You got to constantly change that stuff. It's basically like a lifestyle change. Okay. It's the same thing with the human body when it comes to type 2 diabetes. You're going to have to constantly get in there and make some tweaks here and there to your lifestyle. Make some tweaks in what area? Stress management, activity, eating, and sleeping. You don't make those tweaks in those areas, I'm telling you, the weeds are going to grow and they're going to take your garden. Just like it did for me. Just like it did for me. A few years ago, I was in the worst shape of my life. Diabetes, heart disease, obesity. All three, all at the same time. So that's it. That's it, folks. Type 2 diabetes is a reversible condition. So how we doing, folks? My name's Kelley, your certified holistic nutritionist, coming to you straight from the airways of Houston, Texas. I've been in Houston, Texas now 11 years, 15 years all together. All things, if you just joined us, talk about all things type 2 diabetes. Let's see if we got any questions. Let's see where the folks are from. See if we got any questions. Appreciate you joining us. Thank you for joining us. Appreciate you coming in. Do me a favor. I'm from Barbados. Now, shout out to Barbados. Read your labels or certain preservatives gave me a huge health problems. EDTA. Okay. Got it. So let's get into it, folks. Hi, I'm type 2 diabetic from Nebraska, USA. Shout out to Nebraska, USA. Shout out to you. My name's Kelley, certified holistic nutritionist. How do you get info? Here's the thing. Here's where you get information. You can get it. I get all the information that you need is right here on this page. There's a lot of goodies on my page. What's on my page? There's a quiz on my page. There's a free quiz that you could take to understand and learn your diabetes management style. You've been doing a great job managing this number, you've been doing a terrible job managing this number, or you're somewhere in between. There's a free masterclass, 45-minute masterclass. You can take this masterclass, and it's going to break down the lifestyle medicine formula. It's called the freedom formula. What are you freeing yourself from? Oh yeah, type 2 diabetes. So what's the freedom formula? Having a peaceful mind, having an active body, clean eating, effective sleep. It's a formula. That is linked in my bio. And then finally, for my folks who are ready for serious change, there is a 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. This one is for people who are ready to step outside of their comfort zone. It's only for people, if you're type 2 diabetic, most of it's going to be for you, but it's not going to be for you at the same time, if that makes sense. You've got pre-diabetes, gestational diabetes, all of that stuff. It's for you, this blood sugar reset, but then again, it's not for you. And you're like, well, what do you mean it's for me, but it's not for me? Well, it's for you if you're ready to put in that work. If you're ready to put in that work and get outside of your comfort zone, then it's for you. It's going to work for you. I know that sounds crazy to say. Like, how you going to say it's going to work for me? If, the key word is if you put in the work. If you follow the blueprint just as is, you will get the work. You will get off of that blood sugar roller coaster. What's the blood sugar roller coaster? Well, blood sugar roller coaster is that one when you wake up every day and your blood sugar is high. You wake up in the morning, your blood sugar is high. You wake up you go to bed at night, your blood sugar is high. You eat lunch, your blood sugar is high. Then it drops, and it's just on a constant roller coaster. It's up, it's down. If you've gotten to that point where you're ready to get off of that blood sugar roller coaster, then you should join that 14-day. If that's you, you say, I've had insulin resistance for many, many years, and I don't know what else to do. I've taken all of the medication that you could possibly imagine. I've tried to find a solution. If you tried to find a solution at the bottom of every pill bottle, if you tried every medication that there is, and you got all the way to the bottom of it, and there was nothing left in the bottle. But at the end of the day, your diabetes, your blood sugar is still high. You're still insulin resistant. Your A1C is still crazy high. If that's you, then it's time to change. It's the only thing I can tell you, man. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to be the one to tell you that. I'm sorry. So sorry to be the one to tell you that. That if you tried all of these medications, and you tried all of this other stuff, the only thing left is to actually do what works. That's the only thing that's left. You got any other options than to do what works? Well, what works? It's called changing your lifestyle, especially what's at the end of your fork. There's a lot of things that could be causing you to have high blood sugar, but it's predominantly what you're eating. That's what it is. It's predominantly what you're eating. If you want to join that challenge, it's right above here. It's a link that in my bio. It's linked in my bio right here. So if you click right here, and then you click on my picture again, there's all things type 2 diabetes when it comes to that link in my description. Let me show you where it is. Q&A, folks. What questions do you got for me? Like I said, my name's Kelley. We talk about all things type 2 diabetes. I'm going to show you where all the goodies are first before we get going. Here's where all the goodies are. So if you click right up here and then you click on my picture again, it's going to take you to where all of the goodies are. Where are the goodies? The stuff that I'm talking about, free quiz, masterclass, all that right there. See where I clicked to set link tree? As soon as it comes up, it's got a mind of its own today. Here it is. Here it is right here. Link tree right there. Click on that. There it is. Boom. There's a quiz. Folks, this link is like Disney World. I'm telling you, it's like Disney World for folks who are suffering from insulin resistance. If you got insulin resistance, this is good. This is it. What do you mean Disney World? Remember when you were a kid and you loved to go to Disney? Yeah. Greatest place on earth? Well, if you're suffering from type 2 diabetes, insulin resistance, this is going to be your new Disney World. There's a quiz. There's a free quiz. Go take the quiz. 2-minute quiz that you can take to understand and learn your diabetes management style. Number 2 is the masterclass, the masterclass right here, 45-minute masterclass, absolutely free. Well, we're breaking down the lifestyle medicine formula so that you can break free from the clutches of type 2 diabetes and high blood sugar. Why? Because it's all just your lifestyle. It was all just the food that you're eating. And then finally, right here, 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Now, this is the one that, like I said before, this one is the one that's serious. This is the one who are for serious folks. If you're serious, you gotten to the point where you say, like I said before, you took all the medications, you took it all, you took everything, and nothing has worked. And you say, I've gotten to the point where I need something that really works. If you've gotten to that point, then you should join this. If that's you, then you should join this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. What is it? 14-day nutrition blueprint. It says if you follow this blueprint, 14 days, you will get yourself off of the blood sugar roller coaster. Like I said before, the highs, the lows, the ups, the downs. There are people who have joined this 14-day challenge, taking their A1C from an 8 to a 6 in 14 days. From an 8 to a 6 in 14 days, from a 400, their blood sugars were over a 400 to under 150 in 14 days. That's over 200 points. Someone the other day, they dropped their blood sugar over 300 points from a 500 to a 173. That's 300, and that's over 300 points in 14 days, or not even 14 days, sorry, 8 days. They were on day 8 and their blood sugar had already dropped 300 points. We ain't doing anything fancy in here. We ain't doing anything exciting in the 14-day challenge. It's just a challenge to take you outside of your comfort zone, because it's what you're eating. I don't care how long you had diabetes. You've had diabetes for type 2 diabetes for 30 years, 40 years. It doesn't matter how long you've had it. All that matters is your body wants to heal. Doesn't matter how old you are. Doesn't matter any of that. Only thing that matters is if you give your body the right tools and the right equipment that it needs, in as little as 14 days, you can make a huge dent. Take a huge dent in your A1C. Bring your blood sugar back down to the normal range, close to the normal range. If not the normal range, close to the normal range. The inflammation gone. These are the reports that people are coming in and they're giving from this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. But it's real people, real results, real structure. That's the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, folks. More about it in my bio. We'll talk more about the challenge here in a little bit. But do me a favor, folks. Bebop that screen and share this live out with anybody that you know that is struggling with type 2 diabetes, insulin resistance, all of that stuff, right? I went from 321 to 160. What you mean, pounds? Oh, pounds. Yeah. 321 to 160 pounds. Wow, how'd you do that? That's amazing. That's amazing, RJE. The kiddies, love it. Mine is going too low, and I've started with diet and exercise. What must I do? Are you taking medication too? So if you're taking medication with your diet and exercise, because the diet is the most important thing. But if you cleaned up your diet and you're moving your body and you're still taking medication at the same time, that could be the cause of it. Now, I'm not telling you to get off your medication. I'm not the doctor. I can't prescribe you medication or to get off your medication. But what I can tell you is the food is very, very powerful. Food is very, very powerful, right? Started with the exercise. What must I do? Show enough. Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Verna. You're quite welcome. Let's see here. Grifter's gonna grift. Okay. Not sure what that means. Grifter's gonna grift. Okay. But back to it. Type 2 diabetes, insulin resistance, dietary and lifestyle driven condition. I'm gonna sound like a broken record. You may be like, man, you sound like a broken record, Kelley, talking about diet and lifestyle, all this stuff, insulin resistance and all that stuff. Yeah, okay. You keep telling me about change and all that stuff. Like, no. You probably like, what's the latest and greatest medication that I can take? Is there a Mounjaro that I can take? Is there a metformin? Is there a new metformin that I can take that'll get rid of this diabetes forever? Is there a new glipizide 2.0? Is glipizide 2.0 the real answer? You know what I'm saying? All the Ozempics and all that stuff, is that the answer? The answer is yes, it is the answer. In the short term, okay? You've been taking all that stuff and it's been holding you down for years, and you're like, he's holding me down, but it hadn't pushed me over the top yet to where I want to be. I want to be free of this medication. Who wants to be free of this medication? Who wants to be free of type 2 diabetes? Put a me in the chat. If If you could be free of type 2 diabetes and you would do anything in your power to be free of it, put a me in the chat. Put a me in the chat if you would prefer to not have to take all this medication and kick this condition for good. Who would be me? Who would put a me in the chat? My A1C at a 9. How can I get it lower? You're not going to like the answer. It's by doing the work. It's by changing your lifestyle. Okay, especially what you eat by the end of at the end of your fork. That's what we're going to talk about. That's the only way that you're going to do it, boss. And I'm sorry to be the one to tell you that, because I know that's not the answer that you wanted to hear. You're going to have to do some work. You're going to have to get outside of your comfort zone. That's what you're going to have to do. Because comfort and growth cannot coexist. Getting your A1C to a 5.3. If it's at a 9 right now, you try to get it to a 5.3, you're going to have to get uncomfortable. That's what you're going to have to do. Sorry to be the one to tell you that. All right. Ready my comment, so. Ready my comment, so. Okay. Who would love to kick it for me? Only a couple people would love to kick this thing for good. That's usually how it goes, right? I did 13 down to 5.9 and diet and exercise. That's it. That's it. Tattoo Rev. I'm gonna put this up here. I'm gonna pin this because a lot of people think that I'm joking when I say this. A lot of people think that I'm full of it. So Kelley, that's the most full of it thing that I've ever heard. Just diet and exercise, bro. Where are you from? You're from the 80s. Go back to the 80s where Show Enough was. This ain't the 80s anymore. Diet and exercise. Psh. So this is the response I get a lot of every day. I get this response. But I'm here to tell you that you can take medication until your face turns blue. Just like this. You can take it all the way until your face turns blue, just like this. But it ain't gonna matter, because if you don't get your lifestyle right first, it ain't gonna, nothing that's, yeah. It's gonna be spinning your wheels. Tattoo Day, congrats. I hope to do the same. Tattoo, Tasha, did you raise your hand, Tasha? Let me see if Tasha raised her hand. Did you raise your hand and say me? I want to, if you hope to do the same, let's find out what they did. You're not joining late. We're just joining us. We're just starting us. We're just starting. We're just starting. Jeff, I'm at a 4.1. Jeff, that's really low, man. That's low, Jeff. Okay. Like, what's your average blood sugar? That's low, 4.1. Yeah, it works. Keep the glow. Yeah, no doubt. Medicine is just a Band-Aid, for real, for real. It is just a Band-Aid. To get down to the real freedom, to get down to really unlocking your diabetes freedom, here's what you're going to have to do, Tasha. You said it. You're going to have to rip the Band-Aid off. Rip the Band-Aid off, because medication will it can lower your numbers temporarily. It can lower your A1C temporarily. Yeah, but the question is, would you want to be a slave to the medication, a prisoner to the medication forever? Be a prisoner to the medication forever, because that's the only way it's going to stay there. And as the years go by, that medication tends to stop working, especially after a year. This is why you have to change your medication. Oh, that's why the doctor's always changing your medication. Like, why is the doctor always changing my medication? Give me a different prescription, different blah, 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 blah. Well, it's because your body got used to your body got used to that medication. But here's the thing but here's the thing that your body cannot get used to. It cannot get used to the right foods. It'll get used to it, but it'll do it in a great way. Like, oh, I love eating this great food. And as a result, your blood sugar stabilizes. Just like it did for me. Just like it did for over 300 people who have joined this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. I'm telling you, folks, that's it. It's the food. I know people don't want to hear that. You don't want it. I know. I'm going to lose a lot of people when I say that. I know a lot of people are going to check out and be like, peace. When I tell people what they do, what they got to do is that blank look just goes over their face. They're excited. They're super excited to say, Kelley, you reverse type 2 diabetes. Like me, I reverse type 2 diabetes. I reverse heart disease and obesity. And a lot of people ask me, how did I do it? And when I tell them how I did it, I'm telling you, that look of like, dude, you're nuts. I'm out of here. That's the only way. Changing your lifestyle. Let's get into it. Got some questions. I eat sweets, breads. I only eat sweets, breads. I don't eat sweets, breads, drinks. I own. Okay, I don't drink. That's some short language that I own. Okay, I don't drink alcohol. I walk 3 days out of the week. That's amazing, Queen. That's amazing. Haha. New. Shout out to you. That's it to my new folks. If you're new to me, put new in the chat. If you're new, put new in the chat. I want to do the same. 120, but want to learn. Okay. Yes, currently working out and doing low carb. Been a month now. Great. Is there a gadget to keep out A1C at home? Yeah, there's some home ones, but I never use the home ones. I just go to the doctor. Go to the doctor and get the official one. That's the one that you can really do, your A1C. I was able to drop insulin. Okay, you were able to get off the insulin. Okay, good. Now I wish I can get off of the heart meds. Well, the question is, Tattoo Rev, are you willing to put in the work to get off of the heart meds? Because here's the thing. You want to see, I had diabetes. I was on the heart meds too. I had diabetes, heart disease, and obesity. I was on all of that stuff. Right? I was on all of that stuff. I was on all of the heart meds, Lipitor, that's probably what you're talking about. Lipitor, for my statins, metformin for my blood sugar, and for my weight, I just said, good luck, bro. Okay? I just said, good luck, man. This is called diabetes, heart disease, and obesity. That's what that's called. And then this is what it's called. No more diabetes, no more heart disease, no more obesity. So that's it, folks. That's what it is. It's just the food. That's all it is. It's your food and your lifestyle. The second you realize that is when things will change. If you never realize that, if that light bulb never goes off in your head, if that light bulb never comes on that says the whole time it was my diet and lifestyle, if that light bulb never comes on, which for a lot of people it doesn't, if it doesn't come on, you will suffer from that condition forever. You will suffer from heart disease forever. You will suffer from type 2 diabetes forever, high blood sugar, amputations, losing your vision. You will suffer from that forever. Until you stare it right in the eyes. You stare it right in the face. And you face it. And you defeat it. So just like someone said, you can take medication until you're blue in the face, but it's just a Band-Aid. That's all it is. It's just a Band-Aid. It's not the real fix. It's just about staying comfortable. See some more questions. Let's see. Shout out to my new folks. What foods have I stopped eating? What foods? I have stopped eating breads, potatoes, rice, and sugar. We're going to get to the foods next, but real, whole, unprocessed foods, fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, whole grains, legumes, aka beans. Beans are going to be a staple. They're going to have black beans, red beans, navy beans, garbanzo beans. Like these are going to be your staple. And then leaner sources of protein. So chicken, turkey, tofu, tempeh, steak, eggs, fish. Leaner sources. Not the processed meats like sausages and bacon, pepperonis, deli meats. It's the stuff you want to stay away from. But we're going to talk more about food coming up. But that's what it is. It's mainly what it is. It's a lot of things that could be causing you to have high blood sugar, but it's predominantly what you're eating. Told you, you can take all the meds you want until you get your diet right. I promise you. You ain't gonna be doing nothing but just going back and forth to the doctor, more and more medication. It's just gonna be a bottomless pit of more and more and more and more medication. Who wants to get off of that bottomless pit of more and more medication? If you're in this bottomless pit right now, more and more medication, you want to get out of it, put a me in the chat. Put a me in the chat. Say, I want to get out of this bottomless pit of more and more medication. Shout out to my new folks. I was at a 12, got it down to a 4.7. Nice. Diet and exercise. I'm 5'5", weigh 289 pounds, got it down to 20. You hold up. You're 5'5" and you weigh 289 pounds and you got it down to 20. You lost 20? I don't know what you mean there. But anyway, from a 12 to a 4.7 by changing your diet, I tell you, that's it, man. That's it. What do you eat for breakfast? You eat a savory breakfast. You eat a savory breakfast. You don't eat a sweet breakfast. What's a savory breakfast? A protein, a non-starchy veggie, and a healthy fat, like an avocado. So an example could be chicken and broccoli with an avocado. That's your breakfast right there. Chicken, broccoli, avocado. Okay? Chicken, broccoli, avocado. It's called a savory breakfast. Load up on the protein in the morning. No sweet breakfast like Ho-Ho Twinkies and Ding Dongs and a little Debbie snap cakes, donuts. A donut is not a great breakfast, folks. Contrary to popular belief, it is not. Okay. Mom's pancakes. You know, mom makes the beautiful pancakes with all of the syrup and all that. That's contrary to popular belief. It's not a great breakfast. Lego my Eggo. It's not a great breakfast. Pop-Tarts, bing, is not a great nutritious breakfast. It's not a great way to start your day, especially when it comes to blood sugar. What foods do I eat? Real, whole, unprocessed foods. We're going to talk about foods next. Fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, whole grains, legumes, aka beans, and leaner sources of protein: chicken, turkey, tofu, tempeh, steak, eggs, fish. You just eat that all day. That's what you eat. All the other stuff, you just leave it alone. Okay? As much as you possibly can. Do you have to be perfect? No, you don't have to be perfect. But it's about what you do most of the time. That matters the most. Good morning. What about kiwi? Kiwis are great. Kiwis are fantastic. Lower glycemic index fruit. Amazing. 300 down to 190. Hard work. That's it, man. That's it. That's it. Tattooed Rev. That's all it is. It takes getting outside of your comfort zone. Because everything that you want and you don't have it yet is right there. Everything that you want and don't have is right there. What's the 14-day challenge? It is a nutrition blueprint that says, if you are tired of the bottomless pit of more and more medication, and you're ready to take control of your blood sugar, and you're ready to accept the fact that it's the diet the whole time. I don't care how long you've had type 2 diabetes, high blood sugar. It's the diet that caused it, most likely. It's mostly your diet. And in 14 days, that's what the challenge is going to prove to you. It's going to prove to you this whole time, how many, it's been 5 years, 6 years, 10 years, the whole time. It's going to prove to you that it was just your diet. That's it. That's what the 14-day challenge is about. It's about taking you outside of your comfort zone. It's a nutrition blueprint that says if you eat real, whole, unprocessed foods, which we're going to do, fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, whole grains, legumes, that's all we're eating. Leaner sources of protein, chicken and turkey. That's all we're eating in the 14-day challenge. You eat those foods for 14 days. You come back and check your blood sugar again at day 15. You're going to notice your blood sugar is hell of a night and day different. Why? It's because it was just the food. Last 15 years, 10 years, however long you've been, it's just been the food. It's designed to take you outside of your comfort zone. That's what the challenge is for. It's called a challenge for a reason. If you're ready to get uncomfortable, and I know people don't want to hear that. but it's what you're going to have to do. It's what you're going to have to do to escape this bottomless pit of more and more medication. If you want to know more about that challenge, it's linked in my bio. It's linked in my bio. More about the challenge. Let's see. I have nothing. What is up with the ion? You're really shortening the words, right? I don't have nothing better. Type 2. I don't have anything better. Type 2 else is crazy. It runs on both sides of the family. Now, the only thing that runs on both sides of the family is this. Is our lifestyle choices. Because here's the thing. A lot of people say that about genetics. Genetics, yeah. It runs in my family. I showed you my pictures, right? Did you know? Here's a fact. My mother passed away from the same condition 2 months prior that I just got diagnosed with. At that time, when I showed you the pictures when I was overweight, obese. So diabetes, heart disease, obesity. The triple whammy. That all runs in my family. Because my mother had it, so I had it. So the thing is, if she had it and I had it, she passed away from it. I had it. I don't have it anymore. I'm no longer obese. I no longer have heart disease. I no longer have diabetes. The question is, how do you explain that? How do you explain me not having it anymore? Does anybody have any suggestions, like ideas, thoughts, premises? Like, how do you explain that I don't have it anymore? She had it. I did have it. I had it bad. Why do I not have it anymore? Well, and I'm going to tell you why. It's because genetics will set the stage. It'll set the stage. You ever go to like a Broadway show and it's like a big, or like a movie set or whatever? Genetics is going to set the stage, set it all up for you. But when that lifestyle comes out, that son of a gun is going to steal the damn show. You'll be like, yo, who was that? You remember saying, like, yo, who was that? Who was that actor? Like, yo, they shut it down. They shut the whole show down. So that's my thoughts on genetics. That's my thought on it runs in the family. Only thing that runs in the family is poor lifestyle choices. That's it. That's all it does. That's all it is. I'm new to your live, so I have a question. Have you had previously type 2 diabetes? I don't know if you've seen the pictures, but that's what it is. Type 2 diabetes right here. Type 2 diabetes, heart disease. Not only did I have type 2 diabetes, I also had heart disease, and I was also obese, the triple whammy. So if you just joining us, we got 2 cameras over here. So I'm going to try to get to them both. Here we go, right here. That's it. I'm going to show you on the other side as well. Don't worry. That's it right there. That's called diabetes, heart disease, and obesity. That's what that's called right there. Diabetes, heart disease, and obesity. All 3 at the very same doctor's visit. So the question is, why do I not have it anymore if it runs in my stinking family? Okay? So that's bogus. That's not true. It doesn't run. It does, but it doesn't run in your family. Here's what I want y'all to remember. We're going to play a little game of the matrix today. We're going to get up here and we're going to talk about escaping the blood sugar matrix. Here's the thing. We're going to escape. How do you escape that matrix? You escape that matrix by doing exactly the total opposite of what you've been doing and what your family does. Or else you're going to get diabetes. If you continue to live the same lifestyle as they did, you're going to get it. It's almost a foregone conclusion. Just like I did for my mom. When she had heart disease, I got it. Why? Because we ate the same food, lived the same lifestyle, drank the same stuff. And as a result, I got it too. But I don't no longer have it. Can somebody please explain that? I want a real answer. I want somebody to explain it to me. Why do I not have it anymore if it runs in my family? Here's what I want you to remember. Just jot this one down. Diabetes ran in my family until it ran into me. Remember that saying, folks. Diabetes ran in my family, mine included, until it ran into me. And as a result, bye-bye. Same thing's going to happen in your family. You're going to be the Neo of your family. We're going to talk about blood. We're going to talk about the matrix here in a second. But you're going to be the Neo of your family. What's Neo? What do you mean Neo? Well, the one. You're going to be the one for those who watch The Matrix in your family. I want to get out. If you want to get out, here's the thing. You're going to have to do something to get out. You're going to have to do something. You're going to have to live your life totally different to get out. That's the only way out of the matrix. What can you substitute avocado for? Nuts and seeds. You can do almond butter, peanut butter, single ingredient almond butter, peanut butter. That's what you can substitute avocados for. Is oats good? Not for a diabetic, it's not. Not for someone who has type 2 diabetes, it's not. It's not good for you. Otherwise, yeah, oats are fine. If you're metabolically flexible, oatmeal, cream of wheat, things like that, for someone who's suffering from diabetes, bad idea. Can you have it? Yeah, but you got to do it strategically. Fat, fiber, protein. Amazing. Yeah, that's it. Get your fat. Those are called clothing. Fat, fiber, and protein. Amazing. What is considered a good breakfast? A savory breakfast, not a sweet breakfast. Chicken, broccoli, avocado, or some nuts and seeds. Fish, asparagus, an avocado. I love avocados, but people could do nuts and seeds with, pistachios, almonds, pecans. What works for you? Those are healthy fats as well. Let's see. I got diagnosed last year at 340 pounds. I'm 235 pounds today. I work hard. I cut all the sugar out and all the carbs. Yeah, work hard, man. Hard work. Hard work. You can't be allergic to it. If you're allergic to hard work, diabetes is going to persist in your life forever. It's going to persist forever. I'm starting your challenge today. Oh, Trillis. Yeah, shout out to you, Trillis. You always spoke the other day. Shout out to you. Yeah, you start. Good for you starting the challenge today. Shout out to you, Trillis. Let me see. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. Let's see. It's what they eat that makes it run in the family. Yeah, it's what you're eating. So yeah, it's what your family is eating that makes it run in the family, run in your family. You're exactly right. The lifestyle that you and your family are living is the cause of all of those conditions. So if diabetes runs in your family, you do the same, live the same lifestyle, it's going to continue to run in your family. If heart disease runs in your family and you continue to live the same lifestyle, it's going to continue through your kids, through their kids, through every. It's going to continue unless somebody stands up and says, "Damn it, that's it ain't going to happen anymore. It's not going to happen to my kids. It's not going to happen to their kids, my little nieces and nephews, my grandkids. Nobody else is getting diabetes." Because it's a lifestyle condition. Nobody's going to get it. So diabetes ran in my family until it ran into me. Jot that one down, folks. Exactly. Predisposed through genetics. Yep. Lifestyle pulls the trigger. I don't like to use that word, pull the trigger. I say set the stage because I don't use that word in today's society. You know what I'm saying? It's wild out here in these streets. So I like to say your genetics will set the stage, but it's your lifestyle that will steal the show. That's what I love to say. Wow, yeah. I told you I was a big boy, right? I had diabetes, I had heart disease, and I was obese. The question, nobody has answered that question yet. So can somebody please answer that question for me, please? Why is it? I think some people have hinted at it, but I think that you guys have answered the question. But why is it that I no longer have heart disease? Why is it that I no longer have obesity? Why is it that I no longer have diabetes? If it's a lifelong condition, if it runs in your family, you're going to get it and have it forever. Why do I not have it anymore? It's because I changed. I did what I had to do. And it was changed what was at the end of my fork. What's your age? I'll be 47 this week. Turn 47 in a couple of days. Shout out to all my 47-year-olds. I'll be 47 in a couple of days. Well, yeah, a couple of days. I am enjoying my almond milk, avocado, and chicken peas sugar-free milk. Okay. Wouldn't do too much of the sugar-free. Or what do you mean sugar-free? Do you mean like unsweetened or sugar-free? There's a difference. Sugar-free implies that there's fake sugar in there. We don't want that one though. You don't live a sedentary lifestyle. Yeah, you can't live a sedentary lifestyle. If you want to kick type 2 diabetes, you cannot live a sedentary lifestyle. If you live a sedentary lifestyle, it's a very muscles are hungry. Muscles are hungry for the same stuff that we've got too much of. What is that? Oh yeah, too much blood sugar. So having a peaceful mind, having an active body, clean eating, effective sleep are the 4 areas. I went out of the matrix, so I'm tired. If you want out of the matrix, here's the thing. Just like many other people have done, over 300 people have joined this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. What is it? It is a blueprint that says if you follow this blueprint, you're going to get yourself out of the matrix. So let me guess, you have to pay for the challenge. So let me guess, Ronnie, you don't want to invest in your health. Let me guess that. But here's the thing. I'm going to tell you this. There's a lot of free. Let me answer that question like this. There's a lot of free stuff on my page. There's a quiz on my page. It's absolutely free. FREE. There is a masterclass. You want to know what you got to pay in this masterclass? All you got to pay is attention. That's all you got to pay. What am I breaking down in this lifestyle, in this masterclass? Free. The lifestyle medicine formula. How do you defeat type 2 diabetes using the power of your lifestyle? That's absolutely free. All you got to pay is attention. That's it. But the only thing that I got to charge you for is the challenge. Why? Because there's real people getting real results in 14 days. Real structure, real results. If I give it to you for free, here's what's going to happen. It's a challenge, right? It's a challenge. Challenge means something's difficult. Challenge means I'm going to take you outside of your comfort zone. So if I give it to you for free, here's what's going to happen. You're going to say, the first time adversity comes, you're going to be like, oh, hell no. Hell no. This was free anyway. So why keep going through with this? Why? Because he gave it to me for free. Now, on the other hand, when people pay, they pay attention. When people pay a lot, they pay a lot of attention. But if people pay little, they pay little attention. So that's why I got to charge you for the challenge, because it's real people getting real results. How much is the challenge? It's $99 to join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. But use the discount code ESCAPE, the live discount code ESCAPE. You join the challenge for 20% off. $79 to join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. So it's your choice, boss. You take the free stuff and run with it. Go do it. Go execute it. But if you need somebody to hold your hand along the way, that's what the challenge is about. Or canned beans unhealthy? They're not unhealthy. No, they're not unhealthy. Prefer you do the dry beans, like the ones that you make yourself. Prefer you do that. But canned beans are great, all right? Especially if you're in a pinch. So yeah, canned beans are all good. Thank you. You're quite welcome. Trilla, shout out to you. I do not drink Milo again and full ice cream. Milo, what is that? Milo, I don't drink. Maybe milk that's from Friday gone. I'm getting there. Not sure what you mean. You're not drinking the milk from Saturday, or I don't know what you mean. Truthfully spoken, shout out to you. I was diagnosed first in my family back in April. Well, let it in with you. JD, if you were the first one to be diagnosed in your family, let it in with you. Diabetes ran in my family until it ran into me. Remember that one. Yeah, boss lady. I was type 2. I reversed mine. How did you reverse it, boss lady? Boss lady Evans? I still have not heard what the challenge is. I told you what the challenge is. It is a 14-day blueprint, nutrition blueprint. Real food, real structure. What are we eating? Real, whole, unprocessed foods for 14 days. We're cutting out the crap. We're cutting out the diesel fuel, aka all of the junk food. You cut out all of the junk food and you follow a proven system, a nutrition. That's all we're focusing on. Clean eating. What's clean eating? Real, whole, unprocessed foods. Vegetables, nuts, seeds, beans, chicken, turkey, tofu, tempeh, steak, eggs, those kind of foods. That's real food. You eat those foods in a certain order, which I'm going to show you in this challenge. And at the end of the 14 days, you're going to say, damn, it's been the food the whole time. That's what the 14-day challenge is. It is a challenge to take you outside of your comfort zone. Because even though the comfort zone is a beautiful place, I promise you, it's the most beautiful. You look at just think of the most, in your head right now, folks, just think of the most beautiful place on earth. And that's where the comfort zone is. It's beautiful. But here's the thing about that. The only thing that grows there is regret. Okay? That's the only thing that grows in the comfort zone. Because you ain't kicking no type 2 diabetes in no comfort zone. If you in a comfort zone and kicking type 2 diabetes, those don't go hand in hand. They're total opposites. Reversing type 2 diabetes and being comfortable. So it's not comfortable to eat clean, whole, unprocessed foods. People hate that. People want to eat whatever the hell they want to eat. Whenever the hell they want to eat it. That's called comfort. But I promise you, you ain't going to kick no diabetes in no damn comfort zone. You can try. You can try to take all the metformins all you want until you're blue in the damn face. Till your face turns blue, like I told you. Just like this. But you ain't going to get outside of the matrix. You ain't going to get outside of the matrix if you take that blue pill. You remember from the movie, you took the blue pill, what happened? You take the blue pill in the matrix, what happened? That means you stay inside of it. That means you just stay oblivious to whatever the hell is really going on. But on the other hand, if you take the red pill, which is changing your diet and lifestyle, you take that. And just like in the movie, you become the one. Just like Neo. You become the one in your family that's kicked type 2 diabetes. It ends with you. So that's what the challenge is. It's a nutrition blueprint to take you outside of your comfort zone. If you're ready to get off of that bottomless pit of more and more medication. If that's you, if you're ready to get out of that bottomless pit of more and more medication, because you know it ain't been doing a damn thing except for just putting a bandage on it. You're holding on by a thread. You're holding on by, like I'm holding on by the skin of my teeth. That's what the challenge is about. I hope that answers your question. You want to know more about that challenge? You click that link in my description. It's $99 to join that 14-day challenge. Use the discount code ESCAPE. Because what are you escaping? The matrix. Escaping the matrix. $79 to join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. I have type 2 diabetes. Yeah. I just turned 47 yesterday. Man, shout out to you and the 47-year-olds. Boss lady. Unsweetened milk. Yeah, unsweetened milk. Good. Okay, good. All right, unsweetened is better than sugar-free. Okay. There's a difference. You gotta be aware of that. Sugar-free versus unsweetened is a totally different ball game. You change your eating habits and are more active. That's it. That's it, Violet. That's what you got to do. It's as simple as that. I know I know people don't want to hear that. Like, raise your hand if you don't want to hear that you got to change your. Put a me in the chat if you would rather not change your lifestyle, put a me in the chat. If you would rather not change your lifestyle, because that's the only way that you're going to get rid of diabetes, put a me in the chat. If you would rather not change it. If you would rather stay comfortable, put a me in the chat. See how many me's we get. Probably not going to be very many. Is stevia okay? Yeah, stevia, monk fruit, allulose. Stevia, monk fruit, allulose. Those are the three. Yeah, fiber is great. Fiber is great for slowing down the blood sugar spikes. That's why you don't juice. Never juice. Never juice your fruit, folks, because that's not good. Okay? You're just removing all the fiber. Hi, shout out to you. My true matrix was 130. My true metric, was 136. Now it's 102 after 2 weeks of intermittent fasting. Amazing. Shout out to you from Canada. Shout out to you from Canada. Yeah, me. Okay. Me. You would rather not change? Thank you for being honest. Thank you for being honest, Grim, and saying that you would rather stay comfortable and not get outside of your comfort zone. You can do that. That is your choice. But here's the thing. I'm going to tell you, the only thing that's going to grow there is regret inside of your comfort zone. When it comes to kicking type 2 diabetes, comfort and growth cannot coexist. Comfort and kicking type 2 diabetes cannot coexist. It's got to be one or the other. Brought to you in the universe. I told you earlier, I'm going to answer this question one last time. Because I know you asked it earlier, I answer it all the time. Yes, there is some stuff to use to measure your A1C at home, but I don't recommend that. I recommend you go to the doctor. I'm going to make it clear. I recommend you go to the doctor, and I recommend you get an official report. That's what I recommend you do from the doctor, not the fly-by-night one that you get at CVS. Here we go. Let's get into it, folks. Let's start talking about all things A1C. Do me a favor, folks. Put the word A1C in the chat. A1C in the chat. We're going to talk about all things A1C. I'm going to tell you what type 2 diabetes is, and then I'm going to tell you how to defeat this thing. I'm going to tell you how to get yourself out of the blood sugar matrix. Here it is, right here. Let's get into it. Put A1C in the chat. Here it is. A1C, throw it in the chat. Throw it in the chat. A1C, all right. One person with A1C, all right. Let's talk about what a hemoglobin A1C is first. Let's talk about what diabetes is, and then I'm going to tell you how to defeat this little thing called type 2 diabetes. Okay, A1C, here we go. Also put new in the chat if you're new as well. Put a new in the chat. My name is Kelley, your certified holistic nutritionist, coming to you straight from the airways of Houston, Texas. Talk about all things type 2 diabetes, all things insulin resistance, all things high blood sugar, all of that. Tell you how to fix it. How do you fix it? Through the power of your lifestyle. First, we're going to talk about what is it? Who's the villain that we're fighting? And then how do you defeat it? That's next. Okay, shout out to my new folks. A couple of new folks over here. Let's see. All right, hemoglobin A1C. Who's ever gone to the doctor and they maybe say you're anemic? Maybe you have, maybe you have low iron, right? Who's ever experienced that before whenever you go to the doctor? Put a me in the chat. Got some more new folks. Shout out to my new folks. Put a me in the chat if you've ever experienced that before. Low iron, hemoglobin, all that stuff. Okay, me. Shout out to you, Holly. Here we go. Hemo means iron and oxygen. That's what the word hemo means. You're like, well, what's hemo? Iron and oxygen. Iron and oxygen what? Rich blood. Iron and oxygen rich blood needs to flow through every cell of your body. This is what hemoglobin is. You're like, what's oxygen rich blood? Well, see how long you can go without holding your breath. How long can you go holding your breath? Maybe 30 seconds, maybe 45 seconds. Maybe if you're really good, maybe you can hold it for over a minute. You're really good. You can hold your breath. The reason you can't hold your breath very long is because you don't have enough oxygen-rich blood flowing through every cell of your body. So that is what hemoglobin is. It's very, very important stuff. Oxygen-rich blood. It's necessary. It's a necessary that you got to have it. Enough of it. If you don't have enough hemoglobin, here's what the doctors will do. The doctors will actually give you a blood transfusion if you don't have enough hemoglobin. Okay? And that's serious stuff. The word A1C is how much sugar has been stuck to your hemoglobin over the past 3 months. How much sugar? What do you mean sugar? Well, sugar like that sticky stuff. Halloween just passed a couple of weeks ago, right? And you remember the kids go and they get all the candy and all that candy. Imagine taking a Jolly Rancher, putting it in your mouth and then just letting it get all sticky and all kinds of stuff like that. Putting it on your finger, that's nasty stuff, right? That kind of sticky stuff is what I'm talking about. That is stuck to your hemoglobin. You don't want that. You don't want excess sugar to be stuck to your hemoglobin. Why? Why don't you want that? It's because it shortens your life. The more sugar that you've got stuck to your hemoglobin, the shorter your life's going to be. What do you mean shorter my life's going to be? Well, it's going to be shorter by a whole bunch of many years. How many years? Well, it depends. My sister passed away 2 years ago at the age of 55 years old due to complications of diabetes. I told you, didn't I already tell you that diabetes runs in my family, right? Mom had insulin resistance. Sister passed away from type 2 diabetes. I got diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, insulin resistance. So that sugar is very, very damaging. It will basically take you out of here many, 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 many years too soon. So it is a percent. That's what A1C is. It is a percent of sugar that is stuck to your hemoglobin. Keyword is stuck. It is a percent. Goes anywhere between 4 and 30%. 4 in low, some cases, real low, and as high as 30 in some other cases. That's dangerously high. Do me a favor, folks. If you're comfortable with it, put your percentage, put your percent in your percent of sugar that your hemoglobin or your A1C. Put your A1C in the chat, folks. If you're comfortable with it, you can put your A1C in the chat if you're comfortable with it. Like I said, that number goes anywhere between 4 and 30. Okay, a 10, 7.1. Let's see what these numbers are. 7, 6.4, 7.6, 8.8, 6.7, 5.8. All right, any other ones? Shout out to you, Becky Bex. What's your A1C? Throw it in the chat. 5.8. All right. So those numbers that y'all are calling out are a percent. My husband's 13.7. These numbers are a percent. The percent of sugar that is stuck to your hemoglobin over the past 3 months. And the higher the number is, the more sugar that you've got stuck to it. Now you're like, well, so? Why should I care about sugar being stuck to my hemoglobin? That means absolutely jack to me, Kelley. That doesn't mean anything to me. Okay, let's make it mean something. Who can tell me what it means when your A1C is a 5.7 through a 6.4? What does it mean? What does your report say when you go to the doctor? 5.7, 6.4, 5.7, 5.8, 5.9, 6.1. What's your report going to say? What's the doctor's report going to say? Normal? Okay. So somebody said normal? Nah, that's not necessarily normal. The challenge, 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, is a nutrition blueprint. If you're ready to get off of that blood sugar roller coaster, if you're ready to get off the bottomless pit of more and more medication, if that's you, then you should join this challenge. Where is it? It's linked in my bio. We'll talk more about it here in a second, but it's linked in my bio. Discount code to join that challenge is ESCAPE. That's the discount code. Pre-diabetes, yep. That's what it means. Pre-diabetes. But what does it mean to be a pre-diabetic? Oh yeah, here's what it means to be a pre-diabetic. It means that you're already sick. It just hasn't gotten bad yet. What do you mean you're sick? Okay. Who can tell me what the most important hormone is in the body? Can you tell me what that is? There's a lot of important ones. Is it cortisol? Is it estrogen? Is it testosterone? Which one is the most important in your whole body? There's a lot of ones. Is it dopamine? Is it insulin? Is it glucagon? Is it serotonin? All right, which one is it? All right, insulin. A couple of folks said insulin. Yes, insulin. All right, every insulin is the resounding one. Any other guess? Is it cortisol? Is it testosterone? Is it estrogen? Okay, somebody said cortisol. Is that the most important one? There's one that's the most important. Which one is it? Here it is. Here it is. It's called insulin. It's called insulin. Why is insulin the most important hormone in the body? Why is someone who is a type 1 diabetic, they have to be insulin dependent? What does it mean to be insulin dependent? Well, insulin dependent means that you have to have insulin and you have to inject it for the rest of your life. If you're a type 1 diabetic, because you're insulin dependent. Why are you dependent? Well, you're dependent because you don't produce it. And if you don't produce insulin, you're in a world of trouble because it's the most important hormone in the body. So that's why they have to have insulin dependence. So when you're pre-diabetic, it means that you're already it means you're becoming resistant to the most important hormone in the body. What's the most important hormone in the body? Insulin. And if you're resistant to it, that's a big problem. Now, I don't know about you, but if I'm becoming resistant to the most important hormone in the body, that cannot be a good thing. Now, check it out. It means you're already sick. It just hasn't gotten bad yet. That's what prediabetes means, folks. There's no difference. So let's throw that out the window. Okay, 6.5 or higher. What does it mean when your A1C is a 6.5 or higher, folks? What is that diagnosis? When your diagnosis is at a 7, an 8, a 9, a 10, 11, a 12, a 13, a 14, a 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. All right, what does that mean? Oh, yeah, that's it. Diabetic. That's it. Type 2, yup. Diabetic. Diabetes. All right. But that still doesn't mean anything, though, because a lot of people still don't know what diabetes actually really means. Full-blown diabetes. A lot of people really don't understand what it means to be a full-blown diabetic. And I'm going to simplify it. Here's what it means. It means that you are in bad shape. It means that you're in a lot of trouble. What kind of trouble? Serious trouble. Because insulin is the most important hormone in the body. So if you're resistant to the most important hormone in the body, your clock's ticking faster, way faster than what you like it to be. Because now you're insulin resistant. Insulin resistance says insulin can't do its job. What's the job of insulin? To put the energy into the cells. That's the job of that's the job of insulin. So if you can't put the energy into your cells, you're going to be in bad shape. Because moving, this takes insulin right here. You see what I'm doing? That takes insulin. That takes insulin and blood sugar to do what I'm doing right now. To move your mouth, to blink your eyes, takes insulin. Everything from the crown of your head to the soles of your feet. So that's what it means to be a diabetic, folks. So when your A1C is at a 7, an 8, a 9, a 10, 11, a 12, a 13, a 14, a 15, a 16, a 17, it means you're insulin resistant. It means you're putting out more and more insulin to try to overcome the resistance. That's why you get prescribed medication. There's a difference between type 1 and type 2. Type 1, they need it because they're dependent upon it. They don't produce it. Type 2, if you've got too much insulin, if you've been prescribed insulin, it's because you're playing a game of bully ball. You've already got too much. So how do you overcome it? You get more. You add more. It's the same thing, just like being someone who wants to get drunk. If you're used to getting drunk, remember one time, it would take one drink to get drunk. One drink. But as the years went by, it takes you a whole 6-pack. Now it takes you a whole 12-pack to get drunk. Why? It's because you built up a resistance or tolerance to the alcohol. And it's the same thing with insulin. You build up a tolerance to it. The higher your number is, the more your percent is, the more you build up a tolerance to insulin. So the more you have to use. You got to drink a 12-pack now. That's why you got to have more on the outside, because you're just like, I'm drinking a 12-pack. That's what insulin resistance is, folks. It's the most damaging condition that there is. So that's what it is. So let's break this whole thing down. To have a high A1C, means you're more and more insulin resistant. And the higher your A1C is, means you have more sugar that is stuck to your hemoglobin. And what's hemoglobin? Oh yeah, only the stuff that you breathe every time you breathe. I don't know how long you've been on this live or how long you've been on this live, but I'm pretty sure you breathed more than like 100 times. Like, it's because it's very, very important stuff. And if you've got sugar that's stuck to it, glycating it, it's called glycating. Guess what? Guess what? You're aging faster. You're rusting a lot faster than what you should. We're all aging. I'm aging, you're aging, everybody's getting older. But how quickly you age is dependent upon this hemoglobin A1C number. Very, very important number, folks. So it's not a number to take for granted. So if I were you, I'm not you, but if I were you, I'd do everything in my power to get my number back to a normal range. What's the normal range? Oh yeah, 5.3. That's it. How do you get your number back there? By doing the work. What work? Lifestyle changes. What kind of lifestyle change? Specifically what you're eating. We're going to talk about eating next, but specifically what you're eating. So if this is making sense to you folks on what a hemoglobin A1C number is, put a health yes in the chat. Put a health yes in the chat if it's making sense to you now what a hemoglobin A1C number actually really means. Put a health yes in the chat. But hemoglobin changes after 120 days. Yes. Brought in by university. Yes. 120 days, 4 months, 3 to 4 months is what it takes. What do I have after the 14-day challenge? It's called Beyond the Challenge. That's true transformation. It's an 8-week program after the challenge. Health, yes. All right. Health, yes. 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 But you got to go through the challenge first. Before you talk about anything beyond the challenge, you got to get through the 14 days first. Okay? You got to start there. Health, yes. All right. Health, yes. Health, yes. Here it is, folks. If you want to know how you've been managing this number, here it is. You can take the quiz. There's a 2-minute quiz that you can take to understand and learn your diabetes management style. Here it is right here. If you click right up here and then you click on my picture again, it is going to take you, same thing over here on my other socials as well. It's going to take you to a link this is on TikTok, right? It's going to take you to that link that says link tree. You see that? Click that link. Same thing on my other socials. You click that link in my description. Here it is. It's going to take you something that looks just like this. Here's that quiz. It's a 2-minute quiz that you can take to understand and learn your diabetes management style. Like, you've been doing a great job managing this number. You've been doing a terrible job managing this number. You've been taking it seriously, or have you been taking it for granted? You've been taking it seriously, or you've been taking it for granted? That's what this quiz is going to tell you. It's either going to reveal you or it's going to expose you. A lot of people tell me they don't like taking this quiz. They didn't like that. They don't want to take that quiz. Why? It's because it's going to tell them the truth about how they've been living their lifestyle. It's a lifestyle quiz related to your diabetes. A lot of people don't want to take it because a lot of people don't want to change. But it's just a realization quiz. The masterclass right here, it's a free masterclass, 45-minute masterclass right here. Free. All you got to do is pay attention. It's a free masterclass. Register for the masterclass where I break down the lifestyle medicine formula on how to actually defeat this condition. Having a peaceful mind, having an active body, clean eating, effective sleep. Those are the 4 areas that you got to get right. You don't get those 4 areas right, you can take medication until your face turns blue. Like I told you before, like your face turns blue, just like this. It ain't going to mean a damn thing because you didn't get the basics first. The fundamentals. The fundamentals is your lifestyle. That's that masterclass, absolutely free. And then finally, folks, the big one right here. This one is for my folks who are ready for serious change. You've gotten to the point where change isn't just desired right here. The orange one. That's the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. You say, I'm sick of the meds, the high numbers, and the never-ending worry. If that's you, then you can reclaim your peace with this 14-day challenge right here. 14 days, nutrition blueprint. You follow this nutrition blueprint, what are we eating? Real, whole, unprocessed foods. That's what we're eating. Real, whole, unprocessed foods. Fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, whole grains, legumes, aka beans, chicken, turkey, tofu, tempeh, steak, eggs. We're just changing the order in which way you eat it. That's all we're doing. Because if you're suffering from high blood sugar, it's the food. It's the food. It's the food. It's a lot of things that could be hurting your health, but it's predominantly what you are eating. Everything's free on the page. The quiz is free. The masterclass is free. Only thing that's not free is the challenge. It's $99 to join this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. But if you use the discount code ESCAPE, it's 20% off to join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. $79 to join the 14-day challenge. But it's only for people who are serious. If you've gotten to the point where change isn't just desire, you say, I need to change, then the challenge is for you. But there's also a lot of freebies as well. You might get to the point where you say, I'm not ready to take this number as seriously yet, because a lot of people aren't really ready to take this number seriously yet. A lot of people don't care how high their A1C is. It could be a 13, it could be a 15, but a lot of people still haven't had that day yet. You're like, well, what day is that? Well, it's called the day that turns your life around. The day that you said, you know what, enough is enough. I've had it. I've had it with taking all these meds, the bottomless pit of more and more Manjaros and glipicides and metformins. I've had it with all of that. Now I'm ready to actually do what is required. And what is required of you to actually change your fate, this number that we're talking about right here, it can be fixed. You're just going to have to do some work. You can fix it very, very easily. The only question you just got to ask yourself is, are you willing to get outside of your comfort zone? If you're willing to get outside of your comfort zone to fix your A1C, to get your blood sugar right, put a me in the chat. Put a me in the chat. If you say, I am willing and ready to get outside of my comfort zone for 14 days, even if it's 14 days, you can't get outside of your comfort zone for 14 days, then you and diabetes are going to have a long history together. A long history. It ain't going to go anywhere. If you don't get outside of your comfort zone, this number is not going to go anywhere. It's just going to go higher. That's all it's going to do. If you are ready, use that discount code ESCAPE. Join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. That's you. If you say you are ready, that's you. A lot of people say that they're ready. Why is it escape? Because that's what you're escaping. I told you, I don't know how many times, I don't know how easy to say it, except for it is the diet that has caused it. It is your diet and it is your lifestyle that has caused it. You change that, you change everything. You don't change that, everything stays the same. The suffering stays the same. The neuropathy stays the same. Okay. The constant blood sugar spikes, the highs, the lows, that all stays the same. Because you've been taking the medication. How long have you been taking the metformin? Messed up my stomach? If you're tired of metformin messing up your stomach, you might want to switch it over to eating real food. You eat real food, Here's the thing about this. Let me talk about this. I'm going to say this. When the diet is wrong, this is the realest thing I'm going to say on this whole live. You don't remember anything that I tell you from this whole live. Remember this. Remember that when the diet is wrong, medication is of no use. But when the diet is correct, medication is of no need. I want you to write that one down. What's the 14-day challenge? 14-day challenge is for people who are seriously ready to get off of that blood sugar roller coaster. It's a nutrition blueprint. It says if you follow this blueprint, which over 300 people have done, you will get yourself off of the blood sugar roller coaster. The highs, the lows. You can get yourself off of the damn matrix. Just taking more and more pills. And it ain't doing a damn thing but causing your stomach to be upset, like Tisha just said. That's all it's doing. That's all it's doing. Medication is just putting a mask on it. The 14-day challenge is getting down to the root cause of it. What's the root cause of it? It was your diet. It is your diet. Simple solution to a simple problem. Type 2 diabetes is a simple problem. Simple. And when it was simply what you were eating the entire time. This 14-day challenge is going to prove to you that's exactly what it was. Ask the people who have joined the challenge. Like I said, someone's taking their A1C from an 8 to a 6, from a 400 to under 150 in 14 days, from over 500 to 173 after day 8. I don't care how long you had diabetes, folks. It's the damn food. The second you realize that, a lot of people are going to say, Kelley, you don't know what you're talking about. I'm going to still go out here and I'm going to still go eat whatever the hell I want to eat. I'm going to eat McDonald's. I'm going to eat all of the everything, all the fast food. I'm going to eat it all up. I don't care. Nothing. It ain't the diet. I'm going to take all the Manjaros that I want. Okay, you can do that. You can do that. But it ain't going to mean a damn thing until you change what you eat. We're going to talk about eating next. How do you join? Right here? Eating is coming up next. I'm going to tell you how to get out of the matrix. Here's how you join. You click right here, and then you click on my picture again, and it's going to take you here. We're going to take you here. There's that link right there. Click that link that says Linktree. Same thing on my other socials. You click that link that says Linktree. Right here. 14-day challenge right there. What is it? It's a 14-day blueprint. It takes as little as 14 days for your blood sugar to respond tremendously. It takes as little as 3 days, actually, but you go 14, the whole 14 days, that's going to put you on the fast track. Now, are you still going to have diabetes after 14 days? Yeah, you'll still have diabetes after 14 days because, like someone was saying, it takes 3 to 4 months to see the overall picture. 3 to 4 months. But as little as 14 days, you can put a huge dent in your A1C, like many people have done. From an 8 to a 6, from a 7.1 to a 5.7, taken off of their medication by the doctor. By the doctor. I can't take you off of your medication. I'm just a lowly certified holistic nutritionist, right? I'm just a lowly health coach. I'm not a doctor. I don't have a doctor's degree. I didn't go to school for 8, 20, 30, 40, 50 years to be a doctor. So I don't have the audacity or the unmitigated gall to take you off of your medication. But the doctor does, because they're the doctor. And people who have joined this 14-day challenge, their doctor, not me, has taken them off of their medications, like completely, in 14 days. Because you know what is more powerful than any doctor on this planet? And it's called your lifestyle. It is called lifestyle medicine. It's more powerful than any medication on this planet. Lifestyle first, medication second. You cannot fix it with the diet and lifestyle first. Then you talk about the medication. But until we got the diet and lifestyle right, medication is of no use. If you're ready to get your diet right, you join this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Right? It's $99 to join that 14-day challenge. But if you use the live discount code ESCAPE, you're going to escape that matrix. $79 to join that challenge with the live discount code ESCAPE. Where you're escaping the bottomless pit of more and more and more medication. I know that you want to get off of that. I know that you want to get, a lot of people say that they want to get out of that bottomless pit of more and more medication. But you can want it, you can say it, but until you do something about it, I promise you, it's going to persist. You can say it all day long. You can say it until you can be saying it for the last someday. You can say someday for the last 10 years. Someday I'm going to change. Someday I'm going to get my diet right. Someday. You can be saying someday for 30 years. But I can tell you, if you've been saying someday for 30 years and you've still got diabetes, I bet you it's still persisting. I bet you still got it. But on the other hand, you get outside of your comfort zone and do the actual work that you got to do, like people have been saying on here, I bet you it's going away. I bet you that. So you've got a choice. So the ball is back in your court. You've got a choice to stay with type 2 diabetes or not. Sadly, a lot of people will choose to stay with it. Sadly. It's a very sad statistic. And most people will choose to stay with their diabetes and the pain and the suffering and all that stuff than to actually change just what's at the end of their fork. It's like blasphemous when somebody says you got to change what's at the end of your fork or change your lifestyle. It's like a blasphemous thing to say to human beings. Tell a human being to go change and see what the results that you get. See the response that you get. It's not going to be a good response for you. They're going to bite your damn head off. Especially if you try to tell that to a family member or your spouse or whoever that you need to change what you're eating or you need to change that. They're going to take your head off and spit down your freaking neck. Because that's how much people hate change. Even if it's their life on the line. Diabetes is the most serious condition that there is. And people still won't change. But that's the only way that you're going to be able to do it. Is if you change. For things to change, you're going to have to change. You ready to change? You hit that discount code ESCAPE. Let's get back to these questions. Let's get back to these questions. I have insulin resistance. So what do you eat? Real whole unprocessed foods. We're going to talk about now. 30 days. What's up with 30 days? Would it help with insulin resistance? That's the thing. Yes. That is it. Insulin resistance, blood sugar, insulin and blood sugar are related. Can't have one without the other. So yes, there's been many people who have been taken off of their insulin. I can't take you. I don't have the authority or the audacity to take you off your medication. But the people who have joined the 14-day challenge, I can change what you eat. But the people who have joined the 14-day challenge, their doctor has taken them off of their fast-acting insulin after the 14-day challenge. Again, I cannot do that. I am not a doctor, folks. I'm putting up, Kelley is not a doctor. You're not a doctor, guy. Who the hell are you? I'm just a nutritionist and a health coach. I've seen the power of nutrition. I've seen it myself because I did it on myself. I was the first lab rat, okay, as you could say, lab rat, me. No more diabetes, no more heart disease, no more obesity. We need open-minded doctors. Hey, it is what it is. It takes discipline. It does take discipline. It does. It takes getting up every day and doing the necessary things to achieve a desired result. That's what discipline is. That's the definition of discipline, folks. If you all didn't know that, that's what the definition is. Doing the necessary things to achieve a desired result. That's discipline. Good morning. That's the hard truth. That's the hard truth. There's a lot of people don't want to hear it. When I tell people the hard truth, they're like, they give me the finger. They're like, nah, bro. When I tell people what I did to reverse my type 2 diabetes, to reverse insulin resistance, to reverse heart disease, to no longer be obese. When I tell people what I did, do you know how quickly people run from me? I'm surprised there's still 160 people on this live. Because usually when I tell people this, they're like, but when I tell people that in real life, like on Facebook, we're on the internet right now. But in real life, when I tell people that, you can literally see that look of that they just blank out, and they don't listen to anything else I say, because they thought that I was going to give them some magic pill, like here's a new glipizide that you can take. You can take this medication and take that medication, and you combine it with this medication, and your diabetes will go away. They think that that's what I'm going to give them. But when I tell them, no, it's your diet, they like, yo, bro, peace. It's been nice knowing you. But you can say that, peace, and I'll be like, all right, later. But you check back with them a little while later and check it out. What you resist, it will persist. So the more you resist change, the more diabetes is going to persist. I promise you. You don't believe me? Let's make a bet, okay? You want to make a bet? Or you don't even have to make a bet. You just look at your life for the last 10 years. How long have you been dealing with diabetes? You just look at it for the last 5-10 years. And you ask yourself, what the hell's changed? Is your diabetes still persisting? Is it? Yeah, it is. You know it is. It's because you didn't change. That's why it's still persisting. But the second you change is the second that your body says, you know what? I like what you're giving me. First few days is going to hate it. First few days of change, your body hates it. It's because it's changed. It's been used to living. It's been used to having high blood sugar. It's been used to having all that stuff for many, many years. It's been used to it. So it's figured out a way to try to change everything around to compensate for your high blood sugar. So the first few days are gonna suck when you change, especially when you change what you're eating. But after that, day 4 or 5, your body's gonna be like, oh, okay, I like what you're doing. Keep doing it. Keep doing it and see what happens. I feel better every day. Wow, my blood sugar is going down every day. That's what happens. If you're ready to get off of that, I'm telling you, if you're ready to get out of that bottomless pit, more and more medication. If that's you, then you should join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge and escape the damn matrix. $79 to join that challenge if you use the discount code ESCAPE. What did I do? Again, it's a lifestyle medicine. I changed what I was eating. It's not a glamorous answer. It's not the most popular answer. I changed what I was eating to real whole unprocessed foods, which we're going to talk about right now. And as a result, I don't no longer have diabetes. I didn't want to deal with it anymore. Because that's the thing. A lot of people will get to the point where their number, I'll ask people all the time. What is your number as far as how badly do you want to get rid of this thing? How badly, on a scale of 1 to 10, how badly do you want to kick type 2 diabetes? And a lot of people, when I sit down and really level with them, the average numbers is between a 6 and an 8. That's the average number. 10 being 10 and above mean yo, what I got to do? Let's do it. There's not a lot of people like that. Most people are between that 6 and 8. And that is exactly why most people won't change, because they're at a 6 and an 8. But if you really understand what diabetes was, you really understood why people lose their life 20 years too soon due to complications of diabetes. If you really understood that, which a lot of people don't, they don't really understand insulin resistance. If you really understood that, you change. If you really want to be here for your family, if you really want to be here to walk your kid down the aisle, walk your daughter down the aisle, you change. If you really wanted to be at your kid's graduation, that's my kid, he graduated. You want to be in the stands, celebrating your kid, you change. If you really wanted to keep your eyesight, You change. If you really wanted to keep your toes, you change. But sadly, a lot of people really don't. I told you they're like a 6 and an 8. And that's a sad statistic. Because when it happened to me, I was at a 10. But the only reason I was at a 10 is because I had enough reasons. If you don't have enough reasons, you'll be like at a 6 and an 8, and you won't move. I promise you. You'll resist it for as long as you can until the pain gets so bad, and then you're like, all right, I'm backed into a corner, man. I'm at rock bottom. I'm backed into a corner. So now I think I should probably change because I'm backed into a corner. But why wait until you're backed into a freaking corner? That's crazy to me. What is he selling? What I'm selling is, here's what I'm selling. I'm selling Anagon. I'm selling that if you don't get your diet and lifestyle right first, you can buy all the medication that you want. And it ain't gonna make a damn difference. That's what I'm selling. Because type 2 diabetes is a dietary and lifestyle driven condition. If you don't change, nothing is going to change. That's what I'm selling. Gestational diabetes early morning is high, 127 before breakfast. Yeah. Gestation. So if you gestational diabetes, type 2 diabetes, PCOS, if you've got gestational diabetes, you can join the challenge as well. Use that discount code ESCAPE. You join that challenge. How long after you changed what you were eating before your numbers started to be in the normal range? In as little as 2 weeks. Like I told you before, there's over 300 people who have joined this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. I was the first test subject, but everybody else, 14 days. Huge difference. 14 days. People have been dropping their A1C by 2 points from an 8 to a 6 in 14 days. Doctor literally taking them off of their medication from a 500 blood sugar to a 173, and they were on day 8. That's over 300 points in 8 days. That's how badly your body wants to heal. You give it the food that it needs, the proper nutrition, it will heal itself. Other than that, you're just going to be spinning in circles. Got diagnosed 2 weeks ago. I started eating just protein and veggies. My numbers are all over. What do you mean your numbers are all over? All over the place? I don't know what do you mean all over. Help me, please. What can I start immediately? Well, there's a couple of things. If you're just joining us, there's a couple of things that you can do. You can go register for the quiz. Take it right up here and then click on my picture again. You can do that. You can register for the quiz. It's a free quiz. It's a master class. It's a free master class that you can register for. It's a 45-minute master class. Break down the lifestyle medicine formula. All you got to pay is attention. It's free. But if you're ready for serious change, you got to the point where change isn't just desired. If that's you, then you should join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. That's it. If you want to join that challenge, use the discount code ESCAPE. Challenge is the only thing that I got to charge you for because it's real people getting real results in as little as 14 days. Sounds crazy, sounds ludicrous, but the point of the 14-day challenge is to prove to you that it was just been your diet the entire time. The entire time, man. It's just been your diet. Most boring answer I can give you. It's your diet? You ain't got nothing better than that, Kelley? It's your diet. What else you got? What are you, some kind of, what are you? Where'd you go to school? Your diet? Yeah, okay. All right. Yeah, it is your diet. 14 days is going to prove it to you. If you're doing the daily blood testing, what should the numbers be? Between under 100, between 70 and 100. Most of the time, it should be between 70 and 100. That's where you want it to be. Is raw sugar okay? No, it's not. Raw sugar is going to be raw and uncut straight to your bloodstream. And it's going to raise it real, real high. How do I join? You join by clicking that link in my description. Here's how you join. You join by clicking right up here and click on my picture again. And it'll take you right here. You click that link that says Linktree, that's where you join. Right there. Click that one. 14-day challenge. Click right here, accept the challenge. What does it say? $99 to join the challenge. That's what it says. But no, if you use that live discount code ESCAPE, that's the live discount code ESCAPE, $79 to join that challenge. Where? I'm going to take you outside of your comfort zone for 14 days. That's probably the word that I know I probably shouldn't use that word because people don't like that word. But I have to use that word because that's what we're doing. I'm not going to sugarcoat it with you. You want to kick type 2 diabetes? I ain't going to sugarcoat jack. You're going to have to take the ultimate shortcut. There's a shortcut. A lot of people ask me, well, what's the shortcut to defeating type 2 diabetes? What is it? And here it is. It's called the ultimate shortcut. It's to show up. It's to do the work. Do it again tomorrow. Show up, do the work, do it again tomorrow. That's the shortcut. I say all that to say there are no shortcuts. There is no way around changing what you eat. If there was a way, I would tell you. If there was an easier way, I promise you, I would tell you. If I knew an easier way. Because nobody wants to change what they're eating. I get it. But if you don't change what you're eating, diabetes is going to eat you up. It's hard to change. Changing is hard. Especially your lifestyle, especially what you're eating. But here's the thing. I want you to jot this one down. If you do what is easy, if you choose what is easy, your life will be hard. But if you choose what is hard, your life will be easy. If you choose what's hard, your life will be easy. The people who have joined this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, it's hard because I'm taking you outside of your comfort zone. But now, their life is a whole lot easier. Okay? Their blood sugar, they ain't on that blood sugar roller coaster no more. My numbers are still all over the place, up and down, then back up. If your numbers are still all over the place and up and down and back up, it depends on how tired you are of it. Some people will say, okay, your numbers are all over the place, up and down, but you may not be tired of it yet. Okay? You may not be. You may still be like, my numbers are up and down, so what? But if your numbers are up and down and you're tired of it, if that's you, then you should join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. I don't see how to join. I'm going to show you. I'm going to point it out right here. Here it is. Follow along with me, Bridget Justice. So you click right here. You see where my hand is? You see that picture? You see this little picture of me right here with the green shirt? And then you click it, and then there's going to be another picture of me with a green shirt. You click on that picture again. And it's going to take you to something that looks like this. It's going to take you something that looks like this. That's where it is. You see that? See where it says Linktree? You click that. You scroll up and you see it says 14-day challenge right there. You click it and it will take you there. There it is. It's $99 to join that challenge. But if you use that discount code ESCAPE, $79. What are you escaping? Oh yeah, the bottomless pit of more and more medication. That's what you're escaping. What's a good breakfast? My sugars have been really high because of my diet choices. That's it. A savory breakfast is a good choice. A protein, a fat, and a protein like chicken, avocado, healthy fat, non-starchy veggie like broccoli. You eat that in the morning. No carbs in the morning. Get rid of the carbs in the morning. Don't eat that for breakfast. I want the challenge. If you want the challenge, click that link in my bio. Click right up here. Click on my picture again. Use that discount code ESCAPE. $79 to join that challenge. Live discount code. I want to do it. If you want to do it, Kayla, that's where it is. It's linked in my bio. It's linked in my description. Inflammation, yeah, inflammation markers go down as well in the 14-day challenge. Inflammation, insulin resistance, it causes insulin resistance is a big part of inflammation. So when you're inflamed, yeah, insulin resistance, and when you've got insulin resistance, inflammation is going to be high. The 14-day challenge, after the 14-day challenge, a lot of people report inflammation gone. What about fruit for breakfast with protein? No fruit for breakfast, right? No fruit for breakfast. Protein, yes. Stack up on as much protein in the morning as you like. More protein, the better in the morning. But as far as fruit is concerned, no fruit. No fruit for breakfast. So let's talk about this thing. We're talking about the Matrix right now. We answered your question. Who's ever seen that movie, The Matrix? Put a me in the chat if you've ever seen that movie. Or at least know what the concept of the movie is. The Matrix. Put a me in the chat. Put a me in the chat. We're going to play a game of the Blood Sugar Matrix. Put it in green. The Blood Sugar Matrix. Who's ever seen that movie before? Nobody's ever seen that movie before? All right, let me see. I don't know, maybe it's not a very popular movie because every time I do this, nobody's really ever heard of this movie. Now let me show you what it is. You never heard of the movie with The Matrix. Maybe we got a lot of young folks on here. Here it is. Let me pull it up for those who haven't heard of it before. Yeah, a lot of people never heard of The Matrix. But here it is. I'm going to pull it up. This movie, this is it right here. Most people haven't seen this movie. A lot of people haven't seen this movie. But I'm going to break down the concept of what this movie is. And it's called The Blood Sugar Matrix. I've seen The Matrix. I've seen it. Yeah, like a couple of people here have seen it here and there. But most people, surprisingly, most people have not seen this movie. But anyhow, the movie is about this guy named Neo. And he has a choice. They give him a choice that says, hey, would you like to take the red pill or would you like to take the blue pill? So what are the different types of pills? Well, the pills say, if you take the blue pill, it means you stay inside of the Matrix. Well, what the hell is the Matrix? The Matrix is that fantasy world. The world where you live in, where you're just oblivious to everything. You can't see what's really in front of you. And you just continue to live your life like you can't even, like you're wearing blinders. You're oblivious to anything, to the facts, to the cold hard facts. That's what it means when you take the blue pill. But they give them a choice. When you take the red pill is when you get out of the Matrix. That means that you can get your life back. That means you're seeing things from a whole different angle. You're seeing things from a whole different point of view. You're actually seeing it what it is for what it is. That's what the Matrix, that's what the red pill is. So let's get into it then. When it comes to kicking type 2 diabetes, there's two choices, folks. Either you're going to take that blue pill, which you stay inside the Matrix and take medication for the rest of your natural life. Or you can take the red pill and get yourself out of it. Question is, which pill are you going to take? So let's get into it. Everything that you eat, I'm going to put the red pill over here. I'm going to put red pill. No, red pill. Let's get outside. Red pill. And then over here, you got the blue pill. You got the blue pill. Okay? In your life, depending on what you eat, let's talk about food. We're going to talk about food right now. Everything that you eat is going to be either red pill or blue pill. Red pill, remember what? You stay. Red pill means you go. Blue pill means you stay. So let's start naming off some foods. I'm going to name off some blue pill stuff, like candy, cookies, cakes. This is all blue pill stuff. The red pill, things like kale, things like, we'll say fish, all right? We'll say broccoli. This is all red pill stuff. That means you're going to get outside of the matrix. So start naming off your favorite food, folks, whatever your favorite food is. So whether it's Ho-Ho Twinkies or Ding Dongs or just name any food that is that you love, it's going to go in one of these two categories. Red pill, that's the good stuff, or the blue pill, the junk. Just name off some stuff. What we got? Name off your favorite foods, folks. What are your favorite foods? Just name them off. It could be macaroni and cheese, whatever. Name it off. All right, y'all got to participate in this game, folks, for it to work. Okay? Yeah. All right, lima beans. All right, beans. Beans, that's red pill. That's the good stuff, right? Okay, what else? Potato chips. We got chips over here. Chips. I saw potato chips. What else? Rice and beans. Well, we're going to separate them together. Rice and beans together, that's a good point. Rice and beans together are not good. For if you're suffering from insulin resistance, if you're in the blood sugar matrix, rice and beans are not going to be a good combination. Rice by themselves, never eat rice by themselves. Beans are great, but when you combine rice and beans together as someone who's suffering from insulin resistance, that is a bad combination. So I'm going to put like a little an asterisk on them. I'm going to put an asterisk on the rice. Yeah, you can eat rice, but you got to be careful with it. Soda pop, we got soda over here. Blue pill stuff. Soda. Zucchini, yeah. Zucchini right here. That's the red pill stuff. That's the good stuff. Okay, what else? Sugar-free, let me see, sugar-free soda. Right over here, blue pill. Sugar-free. Anything sugar-free. It could be soda, it could be gum, it could be whatever. Anything sugar-free. Sugar-free soda, sugar-free juice. All of that stuff is going to go in the blue pill stuff. You're still trapped inside of the matrix. You got to get yourself out of the damn matrix. Diet soda, same thing. Diet. Anything diet, sugar-free. Anything diet, anything zero is going to go over in this category. Diet. Protein bars, depending on the protein bar, right? Depending on the protein bar. I'm going to put protein bars over here. But here's the thing. It depends on the protein bars. The ones I like are from Small Seed. Small seed protein bars. Those are the ones that I find are the best. Okay. Beets. Yeah, beets. I'm gonna go over here. Red. Sparkling water. Red. We'll just put sparkling water. Sparkling water. Yeah, that's good stuff. Okay. Sweet potato. All right, sweet potato. We're going to put potatoes. We'll just put potatoes. So whether it's sweet or whatever, it doesn't matter. Potatoes. Potatoes. It could be sweet potatoes. It could be white potatoes. It could be purple potatoes. But you see these ones that have asterisks on them? These ones that got little dots on them. Yeah, they're good, But you just got to be careful in how you eat these things. Yeah. Cheese is going to go blue pill. Cheese is not good, folks. Oatmeal and grits. Oatmeal can go over here. But here's the thing. Another asterisk. Grits. I'm gonna put grits over here all together. I'm gonna put grits over here. Grits is there, and then I'm gonna spike your blood sugar super, super high. That's just straight up, just like, yo. Spinach. Right over here. That's a red pill. What else? Uh-oh. Why not zero sodas? Well, because they're artificial. They're artificial, right? You ever notice that you've got a real body? You ever notice that thing when somebody says pinch me? You want to know why people do that? Because they want to know if it's real. That's why they say pinch me. So if you pinch yourself, you're going to notice that your skin's real. Zero and those zero sodas and the diet sodas, those are what's called artificial. So that's another way of saying it's artificial. Zero and all that stuff. So you don't want to put artificial stuff into something that's real, especially your body. Your body's real, right? Don't put artificial stuff into a real body. You wouldn't put some fake ass gas in a real car. In your car, it's gonna blow up the engine. You put some fake gas in there, some artificial gas. It's gonna blow up. It's the same thing when it comes to sugar. No, it's not artificial sugar. No, it's not gonna raise your blood sugar, but it ain't good. It's going to cause you to have more insulin resistance. Pasta's gonna go over here, but here's the thing. Asterisks, got to be careful with the pasta. You're truly going to do pasta in moderation. What kind of pasta? Things like chickpea pasta, lentil pasta. Not the traditional pasta, the one that you stick against the wall. You don't want those. Yogurt, going to go over here. Blue pill. Why? Because that's dairy. Dairy is going to be a no-go, folks. That's why. Just draw this down the middle. Oh, let me draw that. Dairy is going to go in the blue pill category. Pumpkin, you can put pumpkin over here. Another asterisk, though. But pumpkin is good. Milk, yeah, dairy, so it's going to go over here. Milk. We're talking about milk from a cow, right? If we're talking about milk from a cow or milk from a goat milk or cow milk, we're talking about that's going to go into the blue pill category. Organic peanut butter, just because it's organic doesn't necessarily mean that it's great, but I'm going to put peanut butter over here. Peanut butter. You want to get the ones with the single ingredient. So single ingredient almond butter, single ingredient peanut butter. Zeros won't raise your sugars, but it will increase your insulin levels. Exactly. You're exactly right, Gonzo. Zeros won't raise your blood sugar, but it will increase your insulin levels. That's exactly it. Okay. That's what it is. And thus making you more insulin resistant, aka stay away from the diet stuff. And not only is that, it's also going to destroy your gut. Why? It's because it's fake. It's fake. That's what artificial sugar, that's what artificial means. Look up artificial in the dictionary, and it's going to say fake. That's what it means. Bronze cut pasta, that isn't enriched. Bronze cut pasta? What do you mean by bronze cut pasta? If you want to do pasta, prefer you do chickpea pasta, lentil pasta, things like that. What about plain yogurt? Doesn't matter if it's plain or not. It's still dairy, right? Ice cream, dairy, blue pill. Ice cream. What about plain? Yep, interesting. Yep, very interesting. Very interesting. Any other foods, folks? That's it. That's it. These are all the foods in the world that y'all are naming. This is a light list that we got right here. Okay? It's a light list that we got right here, though. But okay, if there's no more things, your favorite foods, whatever. If you're just joining us, folks, here's what we're doing. Here's what we're doing. If you're just joining us, we're determining if you've ever seen The Matrix. Whether it goes in the blue pill, which is you're staying in the fantasy land, which you're being oblivious. You got blinders on to what's really happening to your blood sugar. You can choose to stay in that blue state and take the blue pill. And the blue pill could also be like medications as well. So you can take all the Manjaros and all of the other stuff. We'll say medication. Medication is very, very important. Let me put that. Medication is very, very important if you need it. Keyword is if you need it. But most of the time, people don't need the medication. Here's what they need. They need to change what's at the end of their fork. They need to change and switch over to the red pill. That's what they need to do. That medication pill, switch it over to the blue pill, I promise you'll get yourself out of the matrix. You will. But if you don't, you're going to stay inside of that matrix forever. Corn is going to go over here. But with an asterisk, be careful on how much corn you eat. Same thing with rice, same thing with potatoes, same thing with pasta, same thing with oatmeal. Eggs are going to go over here. Red pill. Eggs are good. Kefir, that's going to go over here. Blue pill. Why? It's because it's dairy. You got probiotics in it? Sure. But it's still dairy at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Well, I guess no, it's dairy. Yeah, you're right. You answered your own question. You got it. Sherbet, what? Ice cream? No. That's ice cream. So we're going to go over here. Doesn't matter the flavor. Okay? Doesn't matter the flavor. Or is it the sherbet? I don't know if sherbet has dairy. Does sherbet have dairy? Either way, even if it still doesn't have dairy, it's still a whole hell of a lot of sugar. So we'll put sugar over here. Sherbet included. Turkey bacon is going to go over here. Red pill. Bacon. That could be turkey bacon. That could be pork bacon. It could be whatever kind of bacon. Those are group 1 carcinogens. You don't want to eat a group 1 carcinogen. Eggs. Yeah, I got eggs on there. Already got eggs. A couple of eggs. All right, let's see what cottage cheese. It's going to go over. Did I put cheese? Cheese is right here. Any kind of cheese. So whether it's cottage cheese or whether it's whatever kind of cheese. It's still cheese. Any particular rice. Well, whatever kind of rice that you prefer. It could be white rice, brown rice, black rice, wild rice, whatever kind of rice you prefer, as long as you are eating it in the correct way. If you're eating the rice correctly, really doesn't matter. You can have your favorite type of rice. You hang out with me, I'm going to teach you how to eat rice the correct way. Which fruits? Well, fruit, good one. Whatever kind of fruit that you want, just make sure, again, it's got an asterisk. You got to be careful with the kind of fruit that you're eating. Preferably lower glycemic index fruit. Blueberries, raspberries, blackberries, strawberries. Preferably those. Turkey sausage, doesn't matter. Oh yeah, sausage. Turkey sausage included. These are group 1 carcinogens, and they're also loaded with saturated fat. So if you're type 2 diabetic, you don't want to eat too much saturated fat. But for anybody, doesn't matter. You don't want to eat a group 1 carcinogen. Bacon, sausages, salamis, hot dogs, these are all group 1 carcinogens. Bread, we're going to put bread over here. Doesn't matter if it's wheat bread or not. We'll put bread over here. But you really, again, there's an asterisk, right? You really got to use moderation with the bread. If you want to do a bread, do something like an Ezekiel bread. That would be a better option. Bananas, same thing. Bananas, you can eat a banana, but you want to use extreme caution. You see these ones that I got, these are higher glycemic index foods. The ones that I have asterisks on could be high glycemic index food. So we got bread, we got fruit, we got pumpkins, we got rice, pasta, oatmeal, bananas, because a banana is a fruit, so you got to be careful with it. When it comes to blood sugar, also eating a meal high in protein and fiber with low carbs is good. Yes, especially in the morning. Load up on protein, and you do that in the morning, Jamie, you're going to have an amazing day. Your energy is going to be amazing throughout the day. On the other hand, if you start your day off with some oatmeal, with some berries, it's going to send your blood sugar sky high, and it's going to put you on that roller coaster. You don't want to be on that roller coaster. What can liquid IV? What is that? That's what is that? That's a drink. I think I've heard of it. What can we have that's sweet and goes? What can we have that's sweet and goes in the red section? Dark chocolate. That's a good one. Thank you. You can. Dark chocolate's not sweet though. Okay. But you can go dark chocolate. Dark chocolate. I spelled chocolate wrong, but you get what I'm saying. I'm going to put dark chocolate over here, but I'm going to put milk chocolate over here. Milk choco. Milk choco latte. It's going to go over in the bad section, in the red. Because milk is what? Oh, yeah, it's dairy. Dark chocolate is great for sugar cravings. So if you got sugar cravings, dark chocolate is going to be your best friend. What can we have? Yep. Strawberries, blueberries, cranberries, kiwis, raspberries. Yes, those are sweet. Those are lower glycemic index fruits. So yes, those are a very good choice. Any kind of melons. Yeah, you can do any kind of melons, watermelon included, right? We're talking about fruit. But again, when it comes to fruit, you have to use caution. Never eat fruit on an empty stomach. Always think of fruit as a dessert. That's what fruit is, a dessert. Sourdough bread is the best. Not if you're trying to manage your blood sugar, it ain't. Even though it's sourdough bread, it don't mean a damn thing. It's still white bread at the end of the day. Yeah, you're gonna get some probiotics, but your blood sugar is still gonna go to the damn moon with sourdough bread. So it really doesn't matter. Bread is bread. Use caution, right? Tortilla, same thing. It's gonna go with the bread, right? Tortilla is gonna go with the bread, same thing. Walking for at least 30 minutes after each meal helps to lower. Yes, it does. Because muscles are hungry. That's why they tell you to go for a walk after you finish eating. Why? Because muscles are hungry. Muscles are hungry for glucose, blood sugar. So if muscles are hungry for that, yes, eat it. I mean, move afterwards. Go for a walk after you move your body. Do some squats, right? Avocados, oh, good one. Red avocados. Good one. Good morning. I hate oatmeal. Hey, all right, all good. Hydration, electrolyte. Yeah, those are good. Element T, right? The electrolytes are great. Go get some of those. Element T. I get the one. I forget the one that I got in there, but it's a good one that I get. But potassium, magnesium, and sodium are all in there. So yeah, get yourself some hydration electrolytes. Great. Any brand of dark chocolate. Nope. Anyone in particular. Doesn't really matter. The brand is not really the matter point. It's the point that it's dark chocolate and not milk chocolate. Cereals. Good one. Blue pill. Staying inside of the matrix. You're eating cereal. It's going to send your blood sugar sky high. You're playing the game of blood sugar matrix. All wrong. Cereal. Bad juju. especially like the cereal in America. Whoo, terrible. Dates are gonna go over here, but again, you gotta use common sense. Don't go crazy with dates, right? Don't go crazy with them. Like I got dates. Look, I love my dates. Look, dates. Boom. Okay. I love these things. But you can't go crazy with them. You can have one or two or three. That's it. You start getting them going crazy with them. All right, then we got a problem. Then they're going to turn into a blue pill. You start eating too many dates, you're going to turn them into the blue pill. You got the right amount? Okay, good. They go in the red pill. So asterisk. Cinnamon, great. Cinnamon is red pill. Cinnamon, red pill. Yep. So spices, we'll put spices. We'll just say spices, right? Spices. Spice up your life. Cinnamon included. Vitamin C and cinnamon, ginger, turmeric. Yeah, spices. Spice up your life. Dates, we already covered dates. Calories or carbs we count. Neither. You don't do either. In my program, we don't count any calories. We don't count any. You go look at it. If you go look at on my page here, and if you go look at my my story for today, I talk about counting calories. We don't count calories. We don't count calories. We don't weigh our food. We don't count macros. We don't count carbs. We don't count any of that. Why? It's because that's totally bogus. It's totally. If you do it, yeah, you can do it. That works for you. But counting calories is not sustainable. Nobody wants to be out all day, every day, freaking walking around with their mat, counting freaking calories. Walking around with their app, counting calories. Nobody wants to do that. Raisins are going to go over. Raisins are going to go in the over here. Raisins, they're like dates, but they're different. They do different things to your blood sugar. Raisins are, the raisins we're going to put over here. Prefer you do dates instead of the raisins. No raisins, folks. Thank you for the love you so much. Psyllium, cinnamon, apple cider vinegar, H2O, first thing in the morning. Sea moss, amazing. Berberine, berberine is a tool. So you can do berberine over here. Red, berberine. Good. That's a tool. Nuts, that's amazing. Nuts are going to go over here. Nuts and seeds. Nuts and seeds are amazing. Yep. So that's it. All right. Any other guess? Applesauce? No, applesauce is going to go over here. You're going to stay inside of the matrix. You eat applesauce. Chia seeds, those are seeds. So, yep. Chia seeds. Chia and flax, yep, over here. Ginger, yep, that's a spice. We'll put ginger with the spices. So that's amazing. Ginger is amazing. Now you see the difference, folks. I think that's it. No more, nobody's got any more food choices. We're at the end. You see the difference in the board? The difference between the red pill and the blue pill? Here's the thing, folks. We did this whole blood sugar matrix thing, but at the end of the day, it's your choice. Just like they gave Neo. Remember they gave Neo the choice? You want to take the red pill, man? Or you want to take the blue pill? And Neo, he decided that he was going to choose the red pill. And when he chose the red pill, yeah, he had some trials and throughout the movie, he had some trials and tribulations. Like he was going through training, he was getting his butt whooped during the training, and the agents, some of the agents were like whooping his butt. But then as time went on, he got better and better and better. And he started stopping bullets like this. He started stopping bullets with his freaking hand. Like, he was avoiding the bullets at first. Then he just got so bad with it, he stopped the bullets like this. Bullet stopped. And he took one and he looked. He became the one. You're like, well, what the hell's the one? Oh, yeah, the man. He became that dude. And it's the same thing that's going to happen to you. You decide that you're going to choose the red pill over this blue pill, and you do this day in and day out. You take that red pill, you're going to become the one. The one in what? What do you mean the one? Well, the one that's in your family. You're going to become the one in your family. You're going to become the Neo. You're going to take out the agents, the bad guys. Who's the bad guy? Oh, yeah. Type 2 diabetes. Who's the bad guy? Oh, yeah. High blood sugar. Who's the bad guy? Oh, yeah. Insulin resistant. They're the bad guys. How do you defeat insulin resistance? You start doing more of this red pill stuff and start dialing back on your blue pill. Do you have to be 100% perfect? No, you don't got to be 100% perfect. As long as you're taking the red pill 90% of the time, and you do this blue pill 10% of the time, you see the ratio? 90-10. Do you got to be perfect? No, you ain't got to be perfect. It's about what you do most of the time. It's about what you do most of the time that matters the most. That's what's important. You feel what I'm saying, folks? So if this is making sense to y'all, and this whole red pill and blue pill thing, like, which pill would you rather take? Would you rather put it in the chat? Throw your results in the chat. Would you rather take the red pill or would you rather take the blue pill? The choice is yours. You can either take the blue pill and stay blind and stay oblivious to why you still have type 2 diabetes, or you can step outside and take the red pill and see life from a whole different angle. Look at the disease from a whole different angle. Because that's it, folks. Type 2 diabetes is a dietary and lifestyle-driven condition. As soon as you get outside of the matrix and you see that, and you see what other people are doing, especially the people who have joined this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, they've gotten themselves outside of the matrix and they took the red pill. What's the red pill? Real, whole, unprocessed foods. Real, whole, unprocessed foods. Blue pill are, I call them ultra-processed foods or junk food. Kefir, somebody said even kefir, right? Even kefir. That's because kefir is dairy. Kefir is dairy. Contrary to popular belief, folks, dairy is not meant for human beings. So it's a fun fact that dairy is not meant for human beings. You want to know what dairy was created for? Dairy was created for baby cows. That's who it was created for. So you're not a baby, nor are you a cow. No mammal, whether it's a human being or whether it's a whale or whether it's a cow or giraffe or monkey or chimpanzee or whatever, all mammals, a lion, a tiger, dog, all mammals are designed to drink their own milk because the nutrient content and the proteins to the fats to the carbohydrate ratio is different for every species on the planet, every one of them. Why is it different? Why does it have different nutrient profile? Well, milk has different nutrient profiles based on how quickly the animal grows. Based on how quickly the animal grows will determine how much protein is in its milk. I'll give you an example. The animal that grows the quickest, one of the quickest growing animals on this planet is a rat. A rat has a lot of protein in its milk. A lot. Because it takes about 3 weeks for a rat to become a good size the way they can fend for itself. About 3 weeks. But it takes 6 months for that little rat to become a full-grown adult. 6 months, that's it. But here's the thing. You want to know the species that has the least amount of protein in its milk? That species is called humans. Because if you think about it, how long does it take for a human being to become an adult? How long? Put it in the chat, folks. How long does it take for a human being to become an adult? How long does it take? Does it take like 3 weeks? Does it take 6 months? Does it take like 2 years, 3 years, 4, 5? How many years does it take for a human being to become a full-grown adult? Any guesses, folks? At what age does your kid graduate? Let me put it a different way. Okay, 25. That's a good one. 18. That's a good one. Those are some good, yeah. Yeah. A long ass time. 18 to 20 years, yeah, and 25 years for your brain to fully develop. That's why you can't even rent a car until you're 25 years old. Why do you think that you can't rent a car until you're 25? It's because you ain't finished growing yet. You ain't mature enough to get a daggone car. So they won't rent it to you. So that is what dairy is. That is what milk is. That is the milk hierarchy. It's a hierarchy. It takes a cow 2.5 years to become a full-fledged adult. 2.5 years. We're talking about 20 plus years for a human being because we grow so slowly. That's why we don't need a lot of protein in our milk. That's why when you drink cow's milk, that's why little babies are huge. You ever see a little baby is huge? Like, how the hell is that baby so damn huge? Well, it's because you never thought of it. It's because you gave them the milk from a cow, which is designed to make a 65-pound cow grow to over 400 pounds rather quickly. Nobody's ever wondered that? So anyhow, those are my thoughts on dairy, cheese, and all that stuff. So that is why dairy, folks, is blue pill stuff. I hope that makes sense. A lot of people still going to be like, you don't know what you're talking about, Kelley. I'm going to still have my dairy. All right, knock yourself silly. But anyhow, enough with the dairy. 90-10. 90-10. Can you have some dairy every once in a while? Prefer you not, but if you do it a very small percentage of the time, you'll be okay. If you're doing dairy all day, every day, no. You're going to be... Dairy causes a lot of inflammation and a whole lot of other nasty stuff in your body. Dairy. But anyhow, that's the blood sugar matrix, folks. If this is making sense to y'all, put a healthy yes in the chat. Put a healthy yes in the chat if this is making sense to y'all on this whole red pill, blue pill, staying inside of the matrix or not or whatever. This is making sense to you. Put a health yes in the chat. I saw a lot of people earlier said that they're going to take the red pill. If you're ready to take that red pill, here it is. You're ready to take that red pill and get outside of the matrix. Here's the matrix right here. Look at that. Neo. You can become the one in your family. You ain't never seen that movie. A lot of people ain't never seen it. If you've never seen the movie The Matrix, this is what we're talking about here. You want to get yourself outside of that matrix. If that's you, and if you want to get your blood sugar back to where it needs to be, because the whole time it's the food. If you don't want to deal with the pain of having neuropathy and all of that stuff anymore, the pain of they can say maybe you're getting ready to amputate, or the pain of just taking more and more and more insulin. If you're ready to get out of that pain, escape. If you're ready to escape the matrix of the bottomless pit of more and more medication, and if you need a tour guide, you say, I need a tour guide. I'm ready to get out of that. If that's you, then you should join this challenge. 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Where is it? Here it is. Where the heck's the challenge? Right here. I'm going to pull it up. Hold on. I got you, folks. Don't go anywhere. Here it is right here. Here's where the challenge is. So if you click right here and then click on my picture again, do me a favor. Yeah, do me a favor, folks, and bebop that screen. Double tap that screen and then share this live out with anybody that you know struggling with this condition. Because we're getting ready to get out of here. We'll be out of here in a few minutes. But if I just want to come on and talk to the people today and educate y'all on the blue and the matrix and all that stuff. But if you say, I'm ready for change, I'm going to sit down. So let me say, I'm ready. I'm going to sit down. If you say, I'm ready for change, that's me. I'm ready to get outside of this matrix. I've been on this blood sugar roller coaster for far too long. And now is the time. Because here's the thing. Every passing minute is another chance to turn it all around. Every passing minute is another chance to turn it all around. And you can turn type 2 diabetes all the way around. Just like I did. Just like over 300 people who have joined this 14-day challenge. Over 300 people have joined this challenge because they want to turn it around. Are you going to turn it around? Are you going to reverse type 2 diabetes in 14 days? No, you ain't going to do that. I'd be giving you false hope. If I told you that you could reverse type 2 diabetes in 14 days, you can put me in the crazy ward, right? You can put me in Arkham Asylum. If you ever watch Batman, it's where they put the bad guys in the crazy house. Arkham Asylum. The nut house. If I told you you can reverse type 2 diabetes in 2 weeks. But here's what I am going to tell you. I am going to tell you that in as little as 14 days and 2 weeks, you can put a huge dent in your overall A1C. You can get yourself off of the blood sugar roller coaster. Someone went from an 8 to a 6 in 14 days, taken off their meds by the doctor. Off of the meds, the blue pill. Doctor took them off the blue pill, the actual blue pill medication. The doctor took them off of that. I can't take them off of it. Someone went from a 7.1 to a 5.7. For my truck drivers out there, got a lot of truck drivers out there. A lot of truck drivers are like, can I do it if I'm a truck driver? Well, there's truck drivers who join the challenge all the time. As long as you got a crock pot and as long as you've got a little fridge you can put inside of your truck, you can join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Where I had one one truck driver called me once, and he just said, it was on a Sunday. I remember it like it was yesterday. This was a couple months back. This is what he said. Man, it worked. He was excited. I was like, yo, what's up? He was like, man, it worked. He was like, he went to the doctor and it worked. All his numbers dropped. All of his numbers went down. That's all he wanted to say. Man, it worked. The guy was so damn excited. Why? Because he's probably been dealing with diabetes for many years. Many years. So that's it, folks. When you come to that realization that it's all about these two different pills, you're just inside of the matrix. Either you're going to be inside or get out. Those are the only two choices. Either you can stay stuck or you can get outside of your comfort zone and you can do something about it. Literally, when it comes to type 2 diabetes, folks, the ball is in your court. I don't know how many times I can say that, but it's in your court. You do not have to live with this unless you want to. You got the choice. Every choice is a step. Pick the one that sets you free. Every choice is a step. Pick the one that sets you free. So what exactly is the product? The product is the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. It is a blueprint. I don't even say it's a product. It's a blueprint. A nutrition blueprint. It says if you follow this nutrition blueprint, which we're just going to be eating, what are we going to be eating in the challenge? Oh yeah, red pill stuff. We're just going to be doing red pill stuff, eating red pill stuff. That's it. For 14 days. Where do you do it? Like I said, right here. Here's where you do it. Click right here. Click on my picture again. Here's where all the red pill stuff is. There's a quiz. You click right here. Same thing on my other socials. You click that link in my description right here. It's a lot of goodies on here, folks. What's here? The quiz. It's a 2-minute quiz that you can take to understand and learn your diabetes management style. 2 minutes, absolutely free. The masterclass, free masterclass, 45-minute masterclass, where I break down the lifestyle medicine formula. It's absolutely free. Just pay attention. That's it. But finally, the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. It's for those who are serious about change, like somebody just did. Somebody's serious about change. Shout out to you for joining that 14-day challenge, taking that red pill. It's the first step. The first step is actually doing it. Getting out, choosing the red pill. That's the first step. Second step, after you decide, yeah, I'm going to choose the red pill. Where is the red pill? Here it is right here. It's a 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. It's $99 to join this 14-day challenge. But if you use that live discount code while I am live, which I'm live right now, use that live discount code ESCAPE. ESCAPE right here. Same thing over here. Use that discount code ESCAPE. What are you escaping? You're escaping the matrix. $79 to join the challenge. 20% off. You join the challenge while I'm live. I'm live right now. Be live for like another maybe 15 minutes or so. Maybe it depends on how many questions we got. We got a lot of questions. We stay on a little bit longer, but if not, then we're going to get out of here maybe in like 15 minutes. But if you want to escape that matrix, now it's the time to use that discount code ESCAPE, or you join the challenge for $79 to join the challenge. But again, you might say, like, listen, man, I ain't ready for that yet. I still want to stay in the blue pill for a little bit longer. I still want to stay there. Like, yeah, I'm curious. It sounds interesting, but I'm not quite there yet. Like I told you before, I asked a lot of people, what's their number? And what's your number of change? 10 being you want to change like there's no tomorrow. 10 meaning like you want to get out of this situation that you're in like there's no tomorrow. 10 and above. But most people are about a 6. The average is between a 6 and an 8. See, an 8. Most people are between a 6 and some people will say 10 plus. The people who are at 10 plus, those are the ones that take action. Those are the ones that say, I'm going to do any damn thing. Hell, if it's 14 days, I'll get outside of my comfort zone. 300 other people, over 300 other people have done it. What makes me different than them? What makes them different than me? Well, the thing that makes them different than you, if you're 10 plus, is they've actually joined the challenge and they've got the results and they're on about their life now. That's the only difference, is they took the step. If you're ready to take that step, if that's you, join that challenge. Use that discount code ESCAPE. Even 30 days, why do you need 30 days? 30 days, yeah, the longer the better, yeah. But in 14 days, I'm going to show you what can happen in as little as 14 days. We don't need 30. 30 is great. 30 is going to be, the number is going to be even better. But in 14 days, that's all we need for you to see a significant change in your blood sugar. 14 days. That's it. That's the power of nutrition. That's the power of lifestyle changes. Because here's the thing. It should always be lifestyle first, medication second. Can I fix it with the lifestyle first? Okay, then we can talk about the medications. We can talk about the blue pill if we can't fix it with this first. We can talk. I'm open to talk about the blue pill. But that's only if we can't fix it with this. Other than that, I ain't open to it. You shouldn't be open to it. So that's it. That's it. Get yourself out of the matrix. Let me sit down. Q&A time, folks. What's your Q&A? It's question and answer time. Hey, listen. If y'all got questions over here too, don't be bashful now. Don't be bashful. Don't be bashful about anything when it comes to the board. Don't be bad. Put your questions in the chat. Do me a favor. Tap in with me. Let me know where you're from over here. What's the challenge? It's the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. It's a nutrition blueprint. It says if you follow this nutrition blueprint for 14 days, you're going to get yourself off of the damn blood sugar, out of the blood sugar matrix. All right. Where else do you go live? Cross everywhere. I'm on live on YouTube. I'm live right there. I'm live on YouTube. I'm live on TikTok. I'm live on Facebook, whatever. LinkedIn. You name it, I'm there. We there. Ain't there? We right there, folks. We right here, folks. We right over there. How do I join? What's the challenge? Yeah. Even 30 days, 10 plus. All right. Where else do you go live? What's the challenge? Right here. Here it is. Where do you get it? 14-day blood sugar reset challenge right here. Click right here. Do me a favor, folks, and bebop that screen. Double tap that screen. And share this live out with anybody that you know. that's struggling with this condition, right? Do me a favor and do that. So here's where do you get it? Click right here. Click on my picture again. Here it is right here. All the goodies are here, folks. I'm telling you, all the goodies are there. There's the quiz. There's a free quiz. Go take it. Take that quiz. The masterclass. Register for the masterclass. It's free, folks. Free. Pay attention. That's all you got to pay. The PDF. Oh, I forgot about the PDF. There's a free PDF down there. Whole bunch of freebies down there. And then right here, the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Real food, real structure, real results. Real food, real structure, real results. Structure is the main thing that you're looking for. The real food is definitely what you're looking for, but the real structure. The structure is the part that gets folks, because a lot of people don't know what to do. They're like, I don't know what to do. I don't know where to start. I don't know where to eat. I don't know what do I do? Well, if you don't know what to do, step number 1 is to join this 14-day challenge, where I'm going to point you in the right direction. Where we're doing all things clean eating. That's it. What's clean eating? What's my definition of clean eating? Real, whole, unprocessed foods. Fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, whole grains, legumes, aka beans, and leaner sources of protein, whether it's chicken, turkey, tofu, tempeh, steak, eggs, fish, like whatever it is that you prefer. And somebody just joined the challenge. Shout out to you for joining the challenge. Shout out to you for joining that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Because why? You can get yourself off of that damn blood sugar roller coaster. Get out of the damn matrix and become Neo. The one that's in your family. What one that's in your family? The one who puts this whole diabetes thing to an end. Who would love to be the one in their family? Put I am the one. If you are the one in your family, put I am the one. If you're the one in your family that's going to get rid of diabetes for the rest of your family, put I am the one. Put that in the chat. If you're the one. If your kids are not going to get diabetes, okay? If your grandkids ain't going to get diabetes, if your little nieces and nephews ain't going to get diabetes, put I'm the one. Over here, don't be bashful over here as well. Put I'm the one in the chat if you are the one. Chach, shout out to my guy Chach. Chach, I know you're the one. I am the one. I am the one. Okay, Neo. We got a few Neos in here. Shout out to my Neo folks. You're the one. You just joined, Highlander. I will be the one. Shout out to you, Highlander. I know you're trying to do the other day, but we got you. Shout out to you, Highlander. You are the one. You're the Neo of your family. You're the one that's gonna put this whole thing to an end. The buck stops. You ever heard that term? The buck stops with me. Yeah. The buck stops with you. I'm for real, man. This thing is, diabetes will destroy a family. It will destroy many generations of a family. Because it's relentless. It doesn't give a damn who you are. It doesn't give a damn about your race, your color, your creed, your religious background. It doesn't care. All this diabetes is saying, your body is saying you're insulin resistant, and that is the most damaging thing that can happen to your body, because insulin is the most important hormone in the body. So if insulin is suppressed or your body's resistant to it, and it's literally the most important hormone in the body, I can't express to you how bad that is. And how did it get so bad? You're like, well, how did the insulin resistance get so bad? You want to know how it got so bad? Here's how. It's because we spend our whole life eating a bunch of junk food. There's a lot of things that could be hurting your health. There's a lot of things that could be causing you to have high blood sugar. but it's predominantly what you're eating. It's predominantly what you are eating. Like I said before, write this one down. Write this one down. When the diet is wrong, medication is of no use. But when the diet is correct, medication is of no need. When it comes to type 2 diabetes, if most people ate like this, if most people took the red pill, I'm talking about the majority of the population. You want to know a cool fact, a fun fact? Diabetes would cease to exist. Type 2 diabetes. Type 1, totally different. Type 2 diabetes would cease to exist if most of the people took the red pill. Most of the people on this planet. Doctors would be freaking out of commission. Doctors will go out. We love doctors. Doctors are important. I love the doctors. We need doctors when we need them. So let's not get that twisted. I go to the doctor if I need the doctor. Okay? But when it comes to type 2 diabetes, most of us don't need the doctor. Most of us need to most of us need to go stand in the mirror and stare at ourselves and ask ourselves, what the hell how did I let myself go? How did I let it get this far? That's what most people need to do. And when you answer that question, I guarantee you'll get your answer, and I guarantee you'll know exactly what you got to do. But there's a thing though. There's a big gap between knowing what to do and actually doing it. It's a big gap between knowing and doing it. Like I'm giving y'all a bunch of information. Giving y'all a bunch of information. That's knowing. But knowing don't mean jack until you do it. Knowledge without action is just entertainment. That's all it is. It's just entertainment. And I'm not up here to entertain you. Even though I got a show enough shirt, you know what I mean? That's entertaining. But at the end of the day, I'm not up here to entertain you. I promise you I'm not. So I'm giving you a bunch of knowledge, but it ain't for your entertainment. It's about you take that knowledge and you do something. You take some action. Oh, what's up, boss? Jorge? Is it Jorge or George? Shout out to you. What's the challenge? The challenge is a 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. This is designed for people who are ready to get out of the blood sugar roller coaster. It's a nutrition blueprint to get you off of the insulin resistance roller coaster. If you've had insulin resistance for a very long time and you just take a bunch of medication and that's all you do is take medication and then there's nothing that's changed in the last 5 years. If that's you, then the 14-day challenge is for you. It's a blood sugar reset challenge. All about your nutrition because that's what caused it. Most likely. And there's some rare cases and other medications can cause it, but it's mostly what you're eating. It's predominantly what you're eating. We clean that up. You clean the blood sugar up, you clean the insulin resistance up. All by changing what you're eating. Isn't that weird? That's like the weirdest, but it's cool at the same time. So you're telling me all I gotta do is change what I eat? Yeah. All you gotta do is change what you eat. And watch what happens to your blood sugar. Watch how you quickly start to get out of that matrix. How quickly can you get out of the matrix, the blood sugar matrix? In as little as 14 days. That's how quickly you can get out of it. It's been people who have joined this challenge, got taken off of their blood sugar medicine in 8 days. And after the 14-day challenge. Had a client at one time, when I first became a coach about 4 years ago, had one client, he had Cushing's disease. If you don't know what Cushing's disease is he has diabetes. Cushing's disease caused him to be a diabetic though. You're like, well, what's Cushing's disease? Well, Cushing's disease is that pituitary gland inside of your brain. Well, his pituitary gland had a tumor on it, which causes him to produce more and just constantly release cortisol. Cortisol. What's cortisol? The stress hormone. What does stress do? Stress causes your body to release more blood sugar, stored blood sugar all the time. So as a result, where blood sugar goes, insulin follows. Where blood sugar goes, insulin follows. This was back when I had a 30-day challenge. But he did the 30-day challenge. I got a 14-day challenge now because I refined it, so you don't even need that long. But I just did some more trial and error. But after 30 days, Cushing's disease, it's a very serious condition. He was taken off of his medication. He was taken off of his blood sugar medication after 30 days. And that was before I refined the process. I refined the process now, so it don't even take 30. It doesn't even take 30. I refined it down to 14. How do we do that? We're doing that in the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. If you're ready for change, if you're ready to get off of that blood sugar roller coaster, use that discount code ESCAPE. Because that's what you're going to do. You're going to escape that bottomless pit of more and more medication. Or the other option is to just continue to do what you've been doing. But here's the thing. If you continue to do what you've been doing, you want to know what you're going to get. If you continue to take this blue pill, you know what you're going to get. You know what you're going to continue to get. You're going to continue to get what you've been getting. That's what it is. How do I clean it up, brother? Well, you can start by one. You can take the quiz. Go take the quiz. You can do the master class. It's all linked in my bio. It's all free stuff. But if you got to the point where you say, I'm ready to take serious action, then you should join. If that's you, then you should join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. If that's you, though, if you're ready to take serious action. If not, again, there's a lot of freebies on there. You can grab and go take the quiz, masterclass, PDF. But if you are ready for change, then you should join that challenge. Start at 16-8, fast 2. Great. Do you recommend fasting? Here's the thing about fasting. I do recommend fasting, but you got to train yourself to fast. You got to train yourself to fast. You just don't go from being someone who's a full-fledged diabetic and struggling with high levels of insulin resistance and then go straight to fasting. No. If you want to fast, ease your way into it. Like start off with 12 hours. So 12 hours of fasting. 1 week, you go overnight, 12 hours. So if your last meal is at 7 p.m., you make your next meal 7 a.m. That's 12 hours. You do that for a week. And then the next week, you do it for 13 hours. You eat at 8 instead of 7. And then the next week, you extend it to 14 hours of fast. And then the next week, you extend it to 15-hour fast. And then the next week, you extend it to 16 hours. After about a month or so, your body is going to be so used to fasting, and that's how you use it as a tool. You just build up to it. And I'm telling you, it'll change the game for you. So like right now, I haven't eaten. It's 10:30 in the morning over here. Last time I ate was maybe, I don't know, 6 o'clock yesterday, 6 or 7 o'clock p.m. We're what, 15, 16 hours in? I'm good. I feel good. Why? It's because my body is now using my stored fat for energy. I'm metabolically flexible. So it's using that jiggly stuff that I got. It's using that for energy because there's no more food in my system. All that's left is fat. So your body taps into that and uses it for energy. That's the point. That's what fat is for. It's used for energy, stored energy. More blue pills. That's great. Yeah. Fasting, I hear, is good. Yeah. Fasting is great. Can you show the board again, please? I didn't know that I was borderline diabetic. I started with dizziness, skin changes. Yeah. A lot of people don't. There's a lot of people who walk around with full-fledged diabetes and they don't know that they have diabetes. Not let alone pre-diabetes. All right. Can you show the board again? I'm going to show the board. It's probably not. That's probably about as much as I can get. I don't know if you can really see it, but It's a red pill, blue pill, right? Red pill, blue pill. Well, you can watch the replay. The replay is on. We're on all the other socials. We're on YouTube. We're on TikTok. We're on what else are we on? Facebook. We're everywhere. It's been 4 months. It's been 4 months. I have stopped anything that will turn my body into sugar. Okay, great. How's everything coming along? You seeing some progress? For someone who just got diagnosed with diabetes 3 days ago, what do you suggest? Well, I suggest, like I've been suggesting for everybody, I don't care how long you have diabetes. Number one is go register for the quiz. Take the quiz. It's a 2-minute quiz. Understand and learn your diabetes management style. Number two, you can register for the masterclass. It's a free masterclass. All you got to pay is attention. I'm going to break down the lifestyle medicine formula. Having a peaceful mind, having an active body, clean eating, and effective sleep. That's where you can start. But those are all the freebies. But if you say, nah, I ain't with all of this, the free stuff and all of that grab and go stuff. I'm with, like, give me a plan, give me an action plan, like, give me the blueprint, like, what do I got to do? If that's where you are, then you should join the 14-day challenge. If you're there, 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. That's what you should join. If you are just got diagnosed and you're ready for change. But you're newly diagnosed, a lot of people aren't ready for change yet. Because change is a big step, even if you've just gotten diagnosed. Changing what you're eating is a huge step. Changing what you're eating is a very uncomfortable thing. It's very uncomfortable. Very. Okay? Who thinks changing what they eat is very uncomfortable? Put a me in the chat. If you think changing what you're eating is very uncomfortable and you would rather not do it, put a me in the chat. Put a me in the chat. What's the first thing that you eat? What's the first thing that you eat? We're talking about eating again, right? Real, whole, unprocessed foods. Fruits, vegetables, nuts, and seeds, whole grains, AKA, and then beans, right? Beans are going to be the great. You ask what the first thing you should eat? You should get very, very comfortable with beans. Very comfortable with beans. Because beans, believe it or not, are going to be your best friend. Why? It's because they're a resistant starch. For somebody who is suffering from high blood sugar, beans is going to be your best friend. You might say, well, Kelley, when I eat beans, well, my blood sugar goes high. It goes real high when I eat beans. Yeah. In the beginning, and probably because you're combining it with some rice. In the beginning, it's going to take it up there. But here's the thing. They're resistant starch. So with that being said, they digest very, very slowly. So in the first few days, you might say, my blood sugar is a little high. But then after the days go by, you're going to be like, hold on, what's happening here? My blood sugar is going down. Why? Well, it's because they're a resistant starch. Giving your body, they digest slowly. So therefore, they give the insulin a chance to respond, which makes, in the end, you more insulin sensitive. So beans are going to be your best friend. That's the first thing you should eat, Jana. I feel better. Nothing but water. My skin looks better. I have done some research. Amazing. Shout out to you. I'm ready. So ready. If you're so ready, the real Thion Hollywood. If you're so ready, we put so in big letters, a lot of so's. If that's you, then you should join that 14-day challenge. 14-day blueprint. It's $99 to join that challenge. But if you use the live discount code, which I'm live, we're live for like 15 more minutes. I am live. Use that discount code ESCAPE. You join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge for $79. If you are ready. Where is it? It's linked in my bio. Let me plug this in because my phone is battery's dying. Here we go. Okay, I think we're good. All right. Yeah, that's if you're ready. Popcorn can go. Popcorn can go on it can go either side, right? It can go either side. So if you got the popcorn with the traditional one with all the butter and all the movie theater popcorn is gonna go over here in the red. But there's some better options, right? There's some better options in popcorn. So popcorn is gonna be kind of, I would put it in the red, but I would put an asterisk on it. Put an asterisk on it. Yeah, but I'm ready. If you are ready, the real Theon Hollywood. If you are ready, you use that discount code ESCAPE, the live discount code. So we're gonna be live for like 15 more minutes. Now, if you want to use it, if you're ready, now is the time. Can type 2 diabetes reverse? Not only can it be reversed, it ain't never got to rear its ugly head again in your life. If you are willing to do the work. Keyword is if. Willing, let me say that. Be willing. If you are willing to do the work. Keyword, willing. It can be reversed if you are willing to do the work. If you're not willing to do the work, it can't be. Simplest way I can say it to you. Because I reversed type 2 diabetes, but I was willing. I was willing to do the work. I did do the work. I had heart disease, diabetes, obesity. I had all of that stuff. But here's the thing. I was willing to do the work. Here it is right here. Here it is right here. I was willing to do the work. That's called diabetes, heart disease, obesity. Look at right here. I'm going to show you this one right here. You see that? That's the difference between not doing the work, the before picture. That's called not doing the work. That's called being inside of the matrix, eating whatever I want, whenever I want it. Right? That's called not doing the work. Picture on the right, it's called doing the work. That's called doing the work. Wearing the same clothes to let you know, hey, listen, no more diabetes, no more heart disease, no more obesity. Look how many inches I lost off my waist. But the key word is you got to be willing, man. If you ain't willing, then no, it's not reversible. It's not. Diabetes is not reversible if you are not willing to do the work. So it's easiest, simplest way I can say it to you, like the cold, hard truth, a fun fact. It's a fun fact. You know how to do fun facts. It is a fun fact that if you are not willing to do the work, diabetes will persist. Type 2 diabetes. Let's be clear on that one. But if you are willing to do the work, step outside of the matrix, you damn right, you can be reversed. Just like how I did it. If you want to do it, if you want to start the process of reversing type 2 diabetes, are you going to reverse type 2 diabetes in 14 days? No, I ain't saying that. But I am saying, if you get off your ass, okay, and you do the work, and you get uncomfortable for a little while, yeah, you can do it. But the ball's in your court. If you're ready for change, use that discount code ESCAPE. Get out the bottomless pit of more and more medication. My primary said it can't be, and I got to stay on meds so A1C knows if meds work. Well, if you believe your primary, then that's again. How do you explain my situation? Ask your doctor, how do you explain that this guy reverses diabetes and heart disease and obesity? Just ask the doctor a very logical question, and then ask the doctor a logical question like, why do these other people do it? Why did they do it? They're human beings just like I am, right? Why the hell did they do it? How? You ask your doctor that and then see what they see what their response is. Yeah, why work is what you eat and drink, exercise, and fast. That's it. That's the work. That is the work. Hello, hope. That is the work. What you eat, what you drink, how you move your body, how you manage your stress, and how you sleep. Those 4 areas right there. It's a formula. Peaceful mind, active body, clean eating, effective sleep. It's called PACE. Maintain your pace for optimal health, especially when it comes to blood sugar. What's the best breakfast to have? A savory breakfast. Savory breakfast is the best breakfast to have that will fill you up. Focus on protein, right? So the simplest one I can give you is chicken, broccoli, avocado. A protein, a non-starchy veggie, and a healthy fat. Another one could be fish, asparagus, and maybe some almonds. for healthy fat. That could be your breakfast. It's called a savory breakfast. Don't do a sweet breakfast. A sweet breakfast is one that will send your blood sugar very, very high in the morning. What's the discount code? Escape. Escape is the discount code. That's the discount code for 20% off. Escape. Escape that bottomless pit of more and more medications. To escape the matrix. My doctors insisted on metformin and insulin shots. I refuse. My blood pressure is better as well. Yeah, they're going to insist on that. Doctors are going to insist on metformin and insulin shots. The reason why is because they know that most people are not going to question them. Doctors know. There's two professions that are the most trusted professions in the world. Number one is a doctor. Most trusted profession in the world. Number two, school teacher. They're second on the list. Those are the top two. You want to know what's in the bottom, though? You want to know what's one of the ones that's on the bottom? You want to know on the bottom that's the least trusted profession in the world? Any guesses on what it is? I told you number one was doctors. Thank you kindly. Thank you kindly. Number one was doctors. Number two is school teachers, educators. The least trusted profession in the world. It's just a fun fact. Any guesses? Let me see. Lawyer, insurance, TikTok influencer. Good one. Lawyer. No. Close though. Well, lawyer is one of the ones at the bottom too. Least trusted. But the main one is politicians. There it is. Politicians. Politicians is they're at the bottom. Least trusted profession in the world. Now back to what the reason I was saying that is because doctors are the most trusted profession in the world. So if your doctor tells you to take metformin, if your doctor tells you that you got to do more and more insulin, what do you think you're going to do? Oh yeah, you're going to listen, aren't you? Because the doctor said it. Because they're the most trusted profession in the world. But sometimes, like me, I'm not a doctor. I can't tell you not listen to your doctor. Great. I'm not telling you not to listen to your doctor, but what I am telling you is do your own research. What I am telling you is to become your own doctor. Like someone just did. Shout out to you for joining that 14-day challenge. Shout out to you for joining that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. You're going to get yourself out of the blood sugar matrix. Shout out to you. Now, anyway, back to what I was saying about doctors. They know that you trust them. So that is why they tell you to take these medication and take more and more and more. And you're just going to do it. You're not going to question it. Statins are best. Statins are also bad. Okay. Yeah, statins are also bad long-term for dental health. Yeah, it's bad for a lot of junk. I mean, it's not good for your overall health. When I got prescribed the statin, I didn't take it. Again, I can't tell you not to be like me. I refused it. I always said, I'm going to figure this thing out. And then when I figured it out. Oh, it was just a food. And then once I changed that, no more diabetes, no more heart disease, no more obesity. Yeah, you can ask for a second opinion. But if you go to the same type of doctor, they're just going to give you the same opinion that the other doctor gave you. Okay? You got to go to a different type of doctor, maybe like a holistic doctor or maybe like a naturopath. You go to a naturopath doctor, they'll give you a different answer than a traditional medicine, than a traditional doctor. Naturopaths will. If you go to one traditional doctor to another traditional doctor to another traditional doctor, they're just going to give you the same opinion. Maybe they may give you a different prescription, but at the end of the day, it's still going to be a prescription. Yep, doctors can be wrong. They are human. Yeah, they are human. They are human. Here's another fun fact. You want to know another fun fact? I love my doctors. I'm not shitting on doctors, but what I will tell you is this. The leading cause of death. It's another fun fact. The leading cause of death for a cardiologist, for those who don't know what a cardiologist is a heart doctor. Okay. The leading cause of death for a heart doctor is, you guessed it, a heart attack. Okay. Wrap your mind around that. Fun fact. The leading cause of death for a heart doctor is a heart attack. Shout out to you, the real Theon, for joining that challenge. Can that part, they will have you drug. Yeah. Can you explain the 14-day challenge? Yeah. 14-day challenge is a nutrition blueprint that says if you follow this nutrition blueprint, which we're talking about over here, this red pill, blue pill, eat real whole unprocessed foods for 14 days, real food. It's a system. It's a blueprint. Over 300 people have done. You follow it, you're going to get yourself off of the blood sugar roller coaster. It's a nutrition blueprint to get you out of that blood sugar roller coaster, the bottomless pit of more and more medication. What are we doing? You got all the recipes are there. All the direction is there. All you got to do is show up and do the work. That's it. You show up and you do the work, and then you do that at work again the next day, and you do it again for 14 days. You do it. Where do you join? Here it is. Here's where you join. So a lot of folks are asking, where do you join? Because we're getting ready to get out of here in like 5-10 minutes. But you click right up here, and then you click on my picture again. So, but you got to click here, and then you click on my picture again, and it's going to come here. Here's where you join, right here. You click that link that says Linktree. See that link that says Linktree? Click it. There's a lot of freebies on there, but here's the challenge right here. That orange one. 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. What is it? It is a nutrition blueprint, like I said, for folks who are ready to get off of that blood sugar roller coaster, who are ready to escape the bottomless pit of more and more medication. All we're doing is changing what you're eating to real whole unprocessed foods. It's a challenge. Why is it called a challenge? It's because that is the most challenging thing for people to do, to eat real whole unprocessed foods. You do that for 14 days instead of grabbing like all of the blue pill stuff. Instead of grabbing all the grab and go easy stuff, the ice cream, the junk foods and all that stuff, try taking the red pill for 14 days. And I guarantee you, your blood sugar won't look the same. I guarantee it's going to go down. Close to that normal, if not the normal range, close to the normal range in as little as 14 days. There's been people who have been literally taking, we talk about doctors, right? And we love the doctors. Shout out to the doctors. We love you, doc. But when it comes to blood sugar, it's one thing and one thing only that's causing it. And it's the food that you're eating. It's the food. It's the food. It's the food. The 14 days is going to prove to you that's exactly what it was. It's exactly what it is. I don't care how long you've had this condition. That's exactly what it is. It is the food that you're eating. You clean that up. You continue to clean it up day in and day out. Eventually, diabetes will cease to exist in your life. But it takes 14 days to put a huge dent in your overall A1C. 14 days. It's $99 to join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. But if you use the discount code ESCAPE, you join the challenge for $79. $79 to join that challenge. The live discount code, which will be here for 5 more minutes. What about stress? Like we talked about stress already earlier, right? I gave the example of one of my clients who had Cushing's disease, aka cortisol. Too much cortisol, aka stress, will be the great equalizer. Stress will shut everything down. That's why it's a formula. 4 parts: peaceful mind, aka stress; active body, aka moving your body; clean eating, it's predominantly what you're eating though; and then effective sleep. It's predominantly what you're eating and drinking. Those 4 areas, but those 4 areas: peaceful mind, active body, clean eating, effective sleep. It is a quadrant. Maintain your pace. You maintain your pace, You do that day after day, week after week, month after month. Eventually, diabetes will cease to exist in your life because it takes about 3 to 4 months to totally eliminate the condition, or to see the overall picture. Take 3 to 4 months. And shout out to you for joining the challenge. Shout out to you for joining that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. I promise you, your life is never going to look the same. Your blood sugar is never going to look the same. So shout out to you for stepping outside of your comfort zone and betting on yourself. You can become the most trusted profession. Instead of that doctor becoming the most trusted profession. Instead of relying on the doctor, like, hey, man, the doctor's going to, I'm frustrated with my doctor. I hear that all the time. I'm frustrated with my doctor. It's like, nah, I don't think that's not right. You shouldn't be frustrated with your doctor. That's wrong. Don't do that. Because a doctor is only doing what they know. And what is it that a doctor knows? A doctor knows how to diagnose you. They know how to give you a diagnosis, what they learned. And they also know how to prescribe you medication based on that diagnosis. That's what they know. That's what they learned. So it's not their fault. They're just doing what they've trained to do in medical school. That's what they learned to do. Me, on the other hand, I learned something different. I learned through my own experience that if you've got diabetes, if you've got heart disease, and you're obese like I was, I've learned that it's the food. Yeah. I learned that it's the food and my lifestyle that caused the condition. So if I flip things up, if I totally flip the game, switch what I was eating, switch what I was doing, switch all of that stuff, as a result, no more diabetes, no more heart disease. I don't have diabetes anymore. Full metabolic restoration. I don't have heart disease anymore. I'm not obese anymore. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm not obese anymore. Do you need to exercise a lot during the 2 weeks? No, you don't exercise. You can exercise, totally up to you, but it's a nutrition challenge. When we start talking about exercise, that's beyond the challenge. That's if you still want to hang out with me for more. If you do the 2 weeks and you want to hang out with me after that more, that's when we talk about stress and activity and sleeping. But for these 2 weeks, all we're concentrating on is eating, because that's mainly what it is. That's mainly what it is. It's the other areas too, but it's that C, that clean eating, that's the one. That's the one. To practice, what's the discount code again? Escape. Escape is the discount code to join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Escape. Yeah, discount code is escape. That's it. Yeah, escape. Everybody's putting it in there. Did he tell in that too? He was like, congrats. I don't know what you mean. What do you mean? I'm not obese, but I'm pre-diabetic. Why? Well, because diabetes doesn't care about if you're obese or not. Obese, it doesn't help. But there's a lot of slim people who are running around here that's called TOFI. You ever heard of TOFI? Thin on the outside, fat on the inside. That's what TOFI means. You can have a huge liver, just as a fatty liver. You don't got to be overweight or obese. It's just that, are you insulin resistant? Being overweight, again, it doesn't help. Being obese doesn't help. But that ain't the end all be all. Oh, Rashida, shout out to you, Rashida. Straight out of Toastmasters. Shout out to you, Rashida. It's been a while. What's a healthier alternative for metformin until I get straight? Well, a healthier alternative is right here. Real, whole, unprocessed foods. Fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, whole grains, legumes, aka beans. Beans are going to be the big one. That's a great alternative for metformin. Beans. Okay, then you got other things like, leaner sources of protein, chicken, turkey, tofu, tempeh, steak, eggs, whatever. These are all great alternatives until you get it straight. But here's the thing, though. I'm gonna give you a quick little thing, Eric. When the diet is wrong, medication is of no use. But when the diet is correct, medication is of no need. Right? Neuro, we'll check it. We'll check it. We'll give you a call, Neuro, if it hasn't come through. It probably went to your spam, so that's probably why. Check your spam. Maybe you put a wrong email address. We'll check you out. We'll check it out right after this live right here. We'll see what happened. But it's probably in your spam. Sorry, I meant the doctor. Did you get the text message though? Did you get a text? You probably got the text, right? Sorry, I meant the doctor was he like, wow, you are now diabetes free. Yeah, that's amazing. Diabetes free. When they ring that bell, no more diabetes. That's an amazing feeling. Beans are the magical fruit. Yeah. Yeah, you can call it that. Sure. Wow, I want to join the class. If you want to join the class, which class? You want to join the challenge, or you want to join the challenge, or do you want to join the master? You want to attend the master class? There's two things. All right, we're getting ready to get out of here because we're over time. If you want to join the class, that's here. That's different than the math. That's different than the challenge. Here it is, right here. Click right here. That's where the class is. The master class is right here. 45-minute master class, absolutely free. Free master class right there. Boom. That's where you join the class. But now if you're talking about the challenge, that's different. That's right there. That's right there. That's all linked in my bio, folks. You want to join that challenge, use that discount code ESCAPE, which we're getting ready to get up out of here. I'm gonna escape, y'all, because I got a lot of stuff to do this afternoon. It's basketball season. My first game today. I'm a referee, so I referee high school basketball. So the season is back. I'm ready for the first game of the season. I got my whistle ready. I got my new shoes. I got some new shoes. I'm excited about wearing those tonight on the court. Getting yelled at by the fans. I love that. Okay. Ref, you suck. I love it when they say ref, you suck. I love it. Here it is. But all right, folks, we're going to get out of here. But like I said, if you want to join that challenge, use that discount code ESCAPE. But in the meantime, in between time, here's what I want y'all to remember. That type 2 diabetes is a dietary and lifestyle driven condition. It's a dietary and lifestyle driven condition. And here's the thing. When we're born, we look like our parents. That's what you look like when you're born. You look like your parents, right? But when you die, you want to know what you look like? You look like your choices.